It's true. We're live. Oh. Which cup has the poison in it?
Doesn't matter because I'm drinking both of them.
It's mine.
All right. Oh, no. I need Pokemon. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 828, the Thievul Podcast. The Go Nintendo Podcast is a part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Listen to our show and other great shows on podcast.hyperx.com. Mom, what are you looking for there, dude?
Just a little spot.
Mom Brain,
Yes.
would you like to read about Thievul, please?
Sure.
A spot for what? I'll help you out.
My phone. That's okay. Thievul. Wow. Thievul.
So last week was a Fox one. I don't remember what it was, but
Nicky.
you know, Nick. Yeah. So stealing, and this
Nicky
is
Grandma.
Thievul stealing, next
Good
level
memory,
stealing. Nicky Grandma.
I was
Nicky
busy
Grandma, yes.
out for high tea.
Oh,
last
that's
week.
right. You weren't here last week
Thievul secretly marks potential targets with a scent.
with a stink.
By following the scent,
Use Blue Emu. It works well, and you won't stink.
we are not sponsored by Blue Emu. By following the scent, it stalks its targets and steals from them when they least expect it. They are 3 feet 11 inches tall. They are 43, almost 44 pounds. They are male and female, and their category is fox.
Do they have any
Abilities-
special abilities?
Oh, yeah. Run away. That's a special ability I have.
Do they steal stuff?
Enables a secure getaway from wild Pokemon. Unburden. I do not have that special ability. Boost the speed stat if the Pokemon's held item is used or lost.
Very nice. Thank you, Mom Brain.
I would like to say the pleasure was all mine.
Well, I'm glad somebody enjoys the Pokemon. All right, I'm just gonna do this at the start for people who don't know. I know people know because word has gotten out through various ways, but it wouldn't feel right without saying that unfortunately Comanche is no longer with us. He was having some health issues for a few months, and things took a turn for the worst, and we didn't want to put him through any more pain than he was already dealing with, so he's no longer with us, sadly. Obviously he was a big part of the show, sometimes to its detriment, like literally the time he disconnected the show while we were live. Also,
Did you do that like multiple times? Or?
I remember one in particular where he literally knocked us offline.
Yeah.
And he's responsible for hashtag
Those-
Catbutt, which was a part of the show.
That's
So
right.
So
Forgot
if
about
something
that.
goes wrong with today's show,
that's it.
we will
Um,
know.
We're keeping a squirt bottle for when Nicky Hill acts up. So the
I was
tradition
going to make that exact joke. That's twice now.
However, if anyone is looking to support or share in our grief, I would ask that you please give your pets an extra squeeze and a treat today for us and for Manch, because we would really love to be able to do that for him still, and that you find a local shelter that is in need of support, because there's plenty of cats and dogs and all kinds of critters who need homes and need love, and it would make his evil little heart happy to know that that you did that.
No, you know what would make him happy? If everybody listening just ate double the amount of food that they were supposed to eat, because that was his favorite thing. So.
Or he did have a real passion for the cause of
Blood.
blood donation.
Yeah.
So you could also donate blood. He actually, one of the potential things he might have needed was a blood transfusion. So if you have an animal that you bring to donate blood, you're a special kind of person.
Malakalo offers a squirt bottle in the chat, which is great.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, thank you to everybody who's reached out directly and through Instagram and through Discord and email and all that good stuff. I really do, or we really do appreciate it. Yeah, never an easy thing to deal with. Something lots of people go through, but like I said, we can't not talk about it. So sorry to be a bummer at the start of the show, but I'm sure we'll get to regular stupidity soon enough. But like I said, it was important to say. So thank you for your support. Mom Brain is here.
I am.
I am here. Hi. Deux is here.
Uku.
Nicky Hill is here.
Hello.
Kirby's here.
Hey, everyone.
Josh Grobot is here. My friend, Mr. Grobot, how are you this week? I have a feeling I know already.
I'm here to
Oh.
grace you with my presence.
So you were going to be hanging and banging.
Hanged and
There we
banged.
go. And George is here. George, how you doing, my friend? Good? Hanging in there? Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have said that.
Hanging and liming.
Can you move the microphone so that it's in front of
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it
he's
seems
talking.
lower than usual.
Were we hearing the limes this whole time?
You mic'd the limes.
Oh, I had to move that because we were moving the router. I must have flipped it around and didn't notice. This is evil George we're talking to now. That's funny.
Go suck a
May have heard
lemon.
some toots.
All right. What do we got? So there's some things I want to talk about as usual before the start of the show. First up, I want to say thank you to WayForward and 13 AM Games. 13 AM Games made Runbow, which you might know of, but they most recently made Dawn of the Monsters, which is on Switch, and that game was published by WayForward. So WayForward, you know, from Shantae and Double Dragon and River City Girls and a million other things. But they put out an accolades trailer for Dawn of the Monsters this week, and I, cover news, so I put the trailer up and I watched the trailer, and they credited our review in it. They took a little snippet from our review, so I reached out to them both to thank them. And WayForward's been a GoNintendo fan for a long time, and 13 AM Games is apparently a big GoNintendo fan as well. So thank you very much for the support. We posted a trailer on GoNintendo. Just search Dawn of the Monsters and you can see it, or go on the WayForward YouTube channel and you can see it.
Sounds like a lot of back scratching going on.
That's what we do. I reviewed the game. I say, if I give it a good review, will you give me 2 seconds in this trailer going out? And they said it's a deal. I was actually saying to Mom Brain, when other companies reach out, not all, but when some companies reach out for a quote to use in promotional materials, they usually approve it. WayForward and 13 AM Games didn't. They don't have to. It's a public review. They can quote it. It's fine. But this is the first one since the site has returned where we've actually been. This is the first game where we got quoted in a trailer. It was supposed to happen 2 other times. We reached out, or Nintendo reached out for one, and SEGA reached out for another, and they wanted to get permission to use our quote, a quote from one of our reviews, in their advertising materials. And as far as I know, one definitely fell through, and they apologized because, I don't know, the directives come from other parts of the company where they say, don't use this, use that, whatever. But the other one, I don't know, it might be floating around in like a magazine print ad or something like that. That was for 13 Sentinels. So if you've seen a quote from our review and something promotional related for 13 Sentinels, then I guess it went through. But yeah, the Nintendo title, which I won't mention, did not go through, unfortunately. But yes, I love WayForward, so it was a great one to see. Moving on to the only other thing I want to cover before we get into real news. You may have heard of it because you seem like you're up on the gaming news. Did you hear about the EA fiasco?
It sounds very familiar. Give me a hint.
Related to their tweet about single-player games?
Yes, they put up a meme kind of teasing. I mean, it seemed pretty innocuous.
Well,
right?
I'll go into the whole story. And first, I have to explain the origin of it because people might not be aware of this if you're not on the internet or specifically TikTok, I guess. There's been a trend lately where people are offering up examples of men or women, not by name, just by a descriptor. So you know how people often rate other people on scales of attractiveness based on personality traits and physical attributes. So that's what this trend is right now. Someone will say, she's a 10, but she smells like garbage. So you give me the answer, well, that makes her a 12. Or
Yeah, I saw one where a guy's talking to his dog and he's like, she's a 10, but she doesn't go for walks or something like that. And it's just cute because the dog's in it, and the dog's going to be like, well, then she's a 2.
I saw a great TikTok where a guy has a podcast with his dad, and he was explaining the topic to his dad, the whole thing. And he's like, Dad, do you get it? And the dad's like, yeah, I get it. It's not that complicated. And the guy's like, okay, I don't know what he says. He's like, she's a 10, but she's got bad feet. And the dad goes, well, what does she look like? And he's like, no, Dad, she's a 10. I just told you. So he missed the point. And then he's like, all right, Dad,
oh my God.
It's like, Dad, you do one. And the dad's like, well, wait, do I have to? And he's like, see, you didn't get it. He's like, you got on my case because I was explaining it too much to you and you don't understand how it works.
And what is your dad?
My dad got it wrong too because I knew he would. That's why I
But
did
the
it.
best part was,
just
Oh,
seems like
my
the kind of
dad
thing
said
that's
she's
made
a
to
10,
confuse dads.
but she's got a big ass.
and I said,
we
well,
were like,
clearly,
so she's a 12.
I said, so clearly this
That's
is
a
not your
15.
son
Yeah,
because
right?
like
I was like, we're on a different
I said, it's
wavelength
not
here,
but
Dad.
she's got a big ass, it's and she's got a big
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, right. The funny thing is in a TikTok when the dad finally figured out what he was gonna or how the game the dad finally figured out what he was gonna or how the game worked, he said, she's a 10, but she farts. It's really funny. So anyway, that's the trend. So all the companies that are on social media have been jumping in on the trend. You know, Taco Bell's like, she's a 10 and she loves chalupas or whatever.
Oh, I
you
just
know.
had chalupas last night.
There you go.
Speaking of,
So you're a 10.
as a Taco Bell fan.
Oh man, no, hold on. We'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Definitely, we'll talk about that. So EA went on Twitter and they're like, "Oh, this is a hot trend. It's getting a lot of attention on social media." So EA did one, and they said they're a 10, but they only like playing single player games. And everybody's like, "What the hell, EA? Why would you make single player games, and why would you crap on single player games?" And the reaction was swift and furious to the point where EA's own developers were like, and they linked to games they're working on at EA that are single player games. They're like, why would you do
Did
this?
they make like an apology?
They did. I
boy.
don't know if it was the same day or not, but they did make an apology because they got, as the kids say, roasted. They got roasted terribly. People that were just upset about
Dummy
like, why would you
roasted.
crap on EA games? Other people were like, why would you say this when Battlefield
Oh,
came out
Lord.
recently and it's one of your worst reviewed games ever, and it's in a horrible state of affairs, and you're like, multiplayer games only. And other people are like, some of your best games are single player games. They're like Mass Effect, and they said Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They're like, that's a single player game that you just announced a sequel to. Like, who's doing this?
I feel like if she were a 10 and only liked multiplayer games, that would be worse.
See, like I could
just in my opinion,
I could understand people being offended by that equally, I'd say, but I lean more towards that as well. I'd be like, "What? No, only multiplayer. You're missing so much great single player content."
But they're a game developer company,
Yeah, I don't
and
know,
if
that
they
might-
tried
that
to
might bring him
do,
down to like a 6.
Yeah,
if they
at
tried to,
least. Oh, sorry.
it's okay. If they tried to get into this trend with anything game related, they're going to be making somebody angry regardless.
well, you know, they could easily be like, "She's a 4." Well, I guess if they said she's a 4,
or
I'd
maybe
be like, "Why? She
maybe
gotta be a
it's
4?"
just like the concept of like she's a 10 or they're a 10, but they only play with themselves. Like that's like an innuendo to other things.
Yeah,
Like, that's
or
the
you could
first
just
thing.
do she's a
Maybe I'm just
7, or
Jordan.
he's a 7, but he loves Mass Effect. Then that'd be a positive for Mass Effect. Like, wow, just say that.
Unless people turned around and said, "Why would you say that?"
Well, I mean, I'm sure there'd be a react. People would be
I
like,
just
"Mass
feel
Effect's
like,
overrated."
I feel
but
like anything that they say is going to have some.
there
sort
were,
of,
yeah, of course, it's the internet. Anything they say is going to have a reaction, but one way to guarantee a reaction is the one that they went with. So
They should have said she's a 10, but we edited her butt out of the new Mass Effect game.
she's a 7. No, she's a 10, but she loves microtransactions.
But she loves blockchain.
There you go.
Tentavision is feeling a little attacked because I said he's a 10, but Majora's Mask is his favorite Zelda game.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
Oh.
great.
And
That's a
Tentavision was
really
like,
good
I
one.
came here to have a good time. And I honestly
So
feel
he's
so
some kinda-
attacked
he's
right
some
now.
kinda hipster.
yeah, that's an attack.
That's funny. I
right.
was just in a group message that RMC ignored.
Well,
Say-
it's funny. I'll be completely honest. I have no problem being open about this. A couple weeks ago, I made a decision to not take the bait anymore because
you knew it was bait.
I always know it's bait,
He's on
but I
you.
cannot help myself from saying something. And I was like, I stopped doing that with comments on the internet. I don't read comments anymore. I can stop taking the bait.
It's
I'll
a
just
text
let him
message with
yell into
like
the void.
7 of us, and he knew I was still baiting him personally. I don't know how he knew.
Well, nobody else has played the game, so that's
Oh,
how I
okay.
knew.
Yeah, I guess nobody else
Um,
played. But anyway, somebody sent a Zelda-related TikTok about what their favorite Zeldas were or whatever. So I gave my 2 cents, and I was being serious, but I was also needling at RMC.
I
a
thought
bit
all of it
about
was
Majora's
serious,
Mask.
but I felt the wording on Majora's Mask was a little
Ooh,
bit
Steel Diver.
targeted.
I said, what did I say? I said, I think Majora's Mask is overrated, but it did introduce Tingle or something like that. Like if it
Yes.
didn't have Tingle, it wouldn't even be part of the conversation.
Steel Diver has a great one. I'm sorry to go back on this, but Steel Diver says she's a 10, but she doesn't like Alf.
Oh man.
A 1. She's a 1. Whatever. So EA did apologize, as we said, and they replied saying, "Roast, well deserved. We'll take this L because playing single player games actually makes them an 11." So like they, whatever. They did the apology. What?
She's an 8, but she's convinced that Metroid is a he.
Oh, that's a 4. You're going to a 4 because I'll talk to you and try and explain it, but.
No, she's convinced. She's convinced.
Yeah, there's no change in her mind.
She's an 8, but she thinks Metroid can crawl.
Tensivision says she's a 10, but she thinks Tingle is creepy.
No dice. So yeah, EA should have just said roast, well deserved. We'll take the L this time. Leave it at there. But they went further and said single player games actually makes them an 11. Like, all right, we know you're pandering with the apology no matter what, but to go that far, like, cool it, dude. So whatever. EA was the target of everybody's ire once again this week, which is
one
not
of the dumbest
surprising.
things ever, though. I mean,
Well, there's a lot of single player fans who feel like the AAA publishers crap on them all the time. So to see EA publicly on Twitter say this, it's just frustrating. I don't think anybody's like, this is the worst thing ever. Well, it's the internet, so I'm sure people did say that. But I think the vast majority were like, why would you do that? Like, how could you like the setup is there? You have so many perfect opportunities to say something stupid and funny, and you go with that. Like, who the hell's in charge of your social media? They're not doing a very good job. But
why would
Some
you
kind
do
of
that?
boomer.
I promise you we would go back to it. Taco Bell.
Mm.
Enjoy your rant. Or your not a rant. Enjoy your
Is this related
whatever.
to the Taco Bell bag I saw in the fridge?
Oh, kind of, but not really. So on the anniversary of my birth, which we will not this year call my birthday because it was probably the worst day I've had all year.
Your birthday was Saturday.
That's
Saturday.
right. Last Saturday was my birthday.
She's a 10, but she plays EA games. That's good, Zikamuto.
Oh man.
So I happened to decide I was going to stop and pick up Taco Bell. And Raw Meat Cowboy's parents were here, and I know that they enjoy Taco Bell. So I sent a message and said, hey, does anybody want Taco Bell? And I got an order for a couple of Mexican pizzas because they came back, of course. And when I usually like order ahead because their menu is like so big and confusing and I need to like really look at it. So I order ahead and then just pick it up at the drive-thru. And I tried to order the Mexican pizzas and it was like not on the menu and I couldn't find it, but I had just gotten one a couple weeks prior. As it turns out, they're sold out and they have an actual sign like that they like had corporate.
Yeah,
make.
not like a cardboard
Oh,
somebody
wow.
wrote on it.
And it says, love is all consuming, and it consumed all the Mexican pizzas. We underestimated your love, sold out.
Wow.
Zikamuto says those Mexican pizzas look so
That's
good.
Crazy.
They make my ass water. I need to get one.
My girlfriend was just telling me about Mexican pizza she got that was like real bad. I think she said
Oh.
the
No.
tortilla was stale.
Ugh.
So yeah.
I didn't tell you the other side of this conversation, my brain. So I was here with my parents while you asked if they wanted Taco Bell. They ordered Mexican pizzas. You replied with they're sold out. So my parents went into a frenzy because although they go to Taco Bell often, could not think of anything they wanted. And I was like, just look at the menu online.
What kind of
I'll
soup
tell
do they
Danielle.
have?
So what
has
is
a bacon Whopper?
what does my mom reply with? She goes, this is after looking at the menu. She goes, I'll take a taco. And I was like, I'm gonna need more.
Meanwhile, he
Like,
knows
one pretzel.
he knows that I'm like
Yeah.
fragile because my life is falling apart around
Yeah.
me, and that like I just need like a direct
I asked her a million times because the cat was at the vet by this time. I asked her a million times. I was like, "Do you want my parents to come over? I'll tell them not to come over. I know today's your birthday. They want to see you, but it's totally fine. I got no problem telling them to stay home." So they did come over.
I wanted them to come. Like, it made me feel better that they came.
She's having a rough day, and I thought she was in like line at Taco Bell, and I'm already waiting 5 minutes. My mom answers with, "I want to."
I imagine he was like,
What is a burrito?
More. I was like, "You can't give me any more than taco." And she's like, "I don't know what's in it." And I was
I
like,
imagine
"You're
it was like
looking."
this.
Not gonna lie, I'm sweating.
That's why I called you to make
Yeah.
sure you weren't in line, because I was like, "We're
And
screwed."
what did I say when you called me?
I don't.
You were like, "What are you doing?"
"Oh," and I don't remember what you said. I just knew you weren't in line.
I was eating ice cream.
Oh, that's what it was. So I was like, "All right, we're as far in the opposite direction as possible." So that's good.
That's when you want to hear bad news. When you're eating
Yeah,
ice cream.
exactly.
Yes.
10
yes.
Division said, "Remember when Burger King started making tacos? I got one and I felt like I was trying to eat a year-old desiccated
Oh
corpse."
my God.
I don't think
I remember that. Yeah, here you go. McDonald's
When was that?
and Burger King have the best kept secret, and it's the same best kept secret, just in different forms. McDonald's has cinnamon bun, and it's great.
I don't know if they still have them.
And Burger King has the mini cinnamon buns, and they're great.
Yeah.
So if
Huh.
you've never gotten either of those, I
Taco
suggest
Bell,
getting
it's not a secret, but they have the
taco.
Cinnabon
Spicy,
Bites.
make the ball.
There you go.
and
They're great.
yeah, they're
Right.
You know what's
Oh, with
funny?
the stuff inside.
We're going to
Yeah.
North Carolina next week, and the first time I had those was North Carolina last year, and we all like turned into like
Cinephiles.
creatures. Yes. We all turned to like creatures from another world, because we all had one, and we were like and started eating. Like they're like, because they're like really dense
Warm
and
and,
moist and warm and like dripping in tons of cinnamon. It was like,
I didn't have
just,
any.
Turning me
oh
on,
my god,
actually.
they were so good. But it's one of those things you got to eat when it's there. Like you can't like put it in the fridge and eat it 6 hours later, because it's all congealed
And that
and weird.
was that the
but-
trip. That was the trip where, yeah, we like Sahara and I decided to go, and we waited in line
Yes.
forever, and then like didn't get. Somebody wanted something else, so then we went back. I think again, and I think we ended up getting more of those
Yes,
cinnamon
they
things while we were
forgot
there.
something. They forgot
Something
something.
wasn't right.
Yes, Highly and Tom
And then everyone got diarrhea.
Duck Donuts podcast. Duck Donuts
It's
is
not
here
that
in New
much of a
Jersey now,
surprise.
so it's not this. I
We
don't
don't-
want to say it's not the same, but we've gone to the one in Jersey a couple times, but that's over the course of a few years. We save it for North Carolina. So yes, next week's podcast will be on Friday, I guess, because we're leaving Saturday. But when we come back, it will be on Saturday, and we will have Duck Donuts for you guys. We'll make sure we get you
Yay.
some
Oh yeah.
actual Duck Donuts. Not, the ones here were good. They were great, actually. But
I just
We'll bring
remember
it back
them
a
being,
box of
really
Duck Donuts.
messy.
you can get it the night
I mean,
before.
they were
I
good,
mean,
but yeah,
you don't have to bring them back.
Yeah, why not?
You can
Yeah,
bring them
why
back.
not?
You can
Yeah,
bring them back.
yeah, yeah.
I would
We'll
eat
just
have
get
my
an
permission to
assorted
bring 'em
box
back.
of whatever. Yeah, of course. We've done it before. Yes. What?
I'll have to bring my mom when she comes to visit. You know what?
Oh,
My mom might be here for a Saturday. Maybe she could do a podcast.
dear Lord, help us.
Ooh.
Only other Taco Bell related thing, and then we'll go into the news. I thought for sure you're going to talk about that Cheez-It thing that they're
Oh no,
doing.
you talk about it.
So
Oh,
Taco
yeah.
Bell is making a new tostada where the base is a Cheez-It. It's a Cheez-It that
What's
is
in a
16
tostada?
times the size of a regular Cheez-It.
Oh, did I
And
hear about
it's
this?
it's being tested in California right now. I think 1 or 2 locations in
feel like-
California, and then they're going to take it nationwide.
I feel like we can just, get some Taco Bell and put Cheez-Its on
Yeah,
it
probably.
and
Good.
in it, right?
You could, but the majesty of a giant Cheez-It.
I am
something
down
to
with a
behold.
gigantic Cheez-It.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Which is exactly what I was hoping those mega goldfish were. Like when you open the bag, there's only like 4
I
in
wish
the
it was like
bag.
a chocolate bunny, where it was just like one
giant-
gigantic
yeah.
goldfish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
I mean,
don't they
Pepperidge
make
Farm is
those?
getting there with the goldfish. They got the mega goldfish now. They're 3 times the size of a regular goldfish. So we're getting there.
And very good.
Very good. If you haven't had those,
Very
eat those
I
up.
don't think anybody that's had them so far.
I've heard nothing but
Yeah.
major praise. Hello, Roth and Giant Reggie and Highland Tom and Tentavision and Joe Shabadoo and Zikamudo and Steel Diver and Mom Perfect Brain and
That's me.
Tamakoto and Bernard Cheese and Anastasia Beaverhausen and Malik Halo and Wolfric and Casey and whoever else, Red Souza, whoever else I didn't see in here. Guy Bones, thanks for joining us today. We're very happy to have you, as always. Anyone remember Pizza Hut's hot dog stuffed crust pizza? That was quite something. Oh,
Did
I
you ever
remember
have
it.
one of those?
Yes, we had one. I guess it wasn't good or bad. It was just it existed because I don't remember like wanting it again, but I don't remember being
Something tells me it was
disgusted
bad.
by it. Papa John's has that stuffed crust pizza that has pepperoni in the crust as well as cheese. So
Mhm.
basically, it's,
Oh yeah.
throw a little
I get
sauce
all
in
these
there and
stuffed
it's pizza
crusts
stuffed into
confused.
the crust.
Man,
Um,
I'd eat it.
There's a pizza place
I'd
by
W.
me that like they don't even really have a menu. You just go on their Instagram and you choose something or you make up whatever you want.
that's cool.
But they do it where like you can get like buffalo chicken wraps. Like it's a pizza, but then instead of a crust around the outside, the entire
Oh
thing is
my
like
God.
buffalo chicken wraps that you
Oh
like
my God.
individual
So
bites,
much.
or like the entire thing is
God!
the entire crust is garlic knots or something.
Oh my God. Pizza did that
Oh
one.
my
I
god!
remember that one. All right, Mom Brain, can you take us into news, please? Because it was a busy news week.
Sure.
Thank you. First off, we're starting with a reaction that both Michaels and Miyamoto had. When Miyamoto first got a look at Zelda Wind Waker's visual style, apparently he, quote, literally cringed, end quote.
I literally did something with a CR when I saw it, but not cringed.
Creamed.
That was after I played the game.
Cried?
Cried.
Yes, cried.
Crapped my pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say crapped.
Crap?
Got a crap boy?
Yeah.
Our
what I
friends at
figured.
Did You Know Gaming have been putting together, as I've said already, some amazing in-depth features on various
Amazing.
games. And their latest was Wind Waker, and they did some very deep dives into old interviews from Japanese print about the Wind Waker. And they came up with an interesting tidbit about Shigeru Miyamoto. This interview was actually with everyone's favorite Zelda man, Al Newman. He talked about working on Wind Waker and how the original plan was to have a realistic style. You might remember that Nintendo did that infamous Space World demo, which you can still go on YouTube to see, where it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know how long it is. I don't even think it's a minute. Where it shows Link and Ganon battling each other in a very realistic style, and everybody crapped their pants over
So
it.
funny looking back on that video now because I was so impressed back then and so disappointed when the Wind Waker was announced. But when you look back, the Wind Waker looks better
Yeah.
than that Space World video.
Oh yeah,
did.
at the time that Space World video looked fantastic. Yeah, but the Wind Waker style holds up way better.
Now that's legendary.
That's
Yeah.
so they were talking about how the plan was to do a realistic style, but it just would take way too much time. And one of the developers came up with the cartoonish style that you see in Wind Waker, and the whole team was like, "Oh my God, this is the way to go! This is such a great idea!" So they were all aboard on it. Miyamoto was obviously involved with development of Wind Waker, but he wasn't as involved as Al Newman and the team. So he came in when the cartoonish or cell shaded style was already in place, and they were doing other things. And this interview gives us some snippet of a comment from Al Newman on Miyamoto's reaction. He says, quote, "If I had gone and talked to Miyamoto from the very beginning, I think he would have said, 'How is that Zelda?' Miyamoto had trouble letting go of the realistic Link art style until the very end. At some point, he had to give a presentation against his will. That's when he said something to me like, it's not too late to change course and make a realistic Zelda." So he wasn't happy about it at all. And as I said, when he first saw the project, this was Miyamoto going to Al Newman, and Al Newman said he was extremely hesitant to show this to Miyamoto because he knew Miyamoto was really into the realistic style. So when Miyamoto saw this for the first time, Al Newman said that Miyamoto literally cringed at the sight of the game. So that is a quote, literally cringed. But by that point, development was far enough along where Miyamoto was like, it's just going to take too long at this point for us to do something else. So we'll go with the Toons shaded style. Then that reveal happened and the internet was shocked because everyone was expecting the Space World demo and we got a Toons style everything. So it was a huge change in presentation. and one that pushed millions away from that game. But as time went on, people grew up, people formed different opinions, and now it's regarded as one of the best entries in the franchise. So
Yeah, I completely forgot about that demo.
there are certain game-related memories I have that will stick with me forever. I can feel them. And I will forever have that feeling with me of when I first saw Wind Waker, because I was blown away. And at the same time, I instantly was like, Dew is going to hate this,
And
like
you were
more than
Yeah, you were right.
beyond the like
But I was
usual, like
wrong.
not into it. I was like, oh my, like I don't know how, I can't even imagine what he's gonna think
I
when
felt
he sees
really
this.
betrayed. I felt horribly betrayed, and I'm just glad that I still played it. To be
That's
honest,
what
I'm
I wanted to
surprised
ask
I
you.
even played it.
That's what I was going to ask you. I don't know.
What-
I don't remember.
Yeah, what
I'm sure
turned
I
it
did my
around?
usual campaigning that I do, but I don't remember like
I honestly
what flipped
don't
the switch for
remember.
you. Did you play it at launch?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did. I bought it at launch. I had it reserved and everything. I don't even know why. What did it? Probably it was just like, I don't want to miss out on a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Like I have got this GameCube kind of thing. Like I don't know if I was too impressed with the GameCube. There are some great games on there, but maybe I just wanted something. I really don't know. But I do remember playing it, loving it, and now it's one of my favorites. And I remember seeing after college, like that was about, Wind Waker had been out probably for a year or two. I'd seen probably the other than you, RMC, the only other person in our high school who was like associated with video games. And he was a huge Ocarina person. And I was just like, dude, have you saw him randomly in our town here. Hadn't seen him since high school. And I was like, dude, you played, like, how about that Wind Waker, huh? And he was just like, I didn't play that, that kid crap. And I was like, oh man, like even back then I was like, you missed out.
Man.
So, but yeah, you said it pushed millions away, and I'm sure it did.
It really did. It did not. It still sold millions, but it did not sell all that well, which is not surprising. And people certainly felt betrayed. You're not the only one, because they went from Space World to that, and they're just like, no dice, not doing it. But people warmed up to it as the years went on, because Nintendo went back to that style multiple times.
That's true.
Phantom Hourglass, Phantom Choo Choo, Toon Link, and Smash Brothers. Like, yeah. It was slowly but surely embraced, and nowadays you see it quite often. Do another Zelda game in Wind Waker style for consoles. People would like to see that. And Breath of the Wild is a more realistic game, but it's still somewhat cell shaded as well. So it's a blending of those styles.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
It lives on. It certainly lives on.
I really hope we don't need it, but I hope they do. They put the HD version on the Switch. I would love to own it again and not have to play it on that giant Wii U remote. Not that that's a big deal, but yeah, I'd love to play that again.
Do you not have a Wii U Pro controller?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't have a Wii U Pro controller.
Yeah, that would make it less cumbersome for sure.
Did you get your Wii U thing straightened out?
He brought it here. I was a little busy this week. Currybo says Wind Waker's art style is one of my favorites, second to Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Wind Waker's my favorite. I believe I would go Breath of the Wild was second. I'm going through all the visual styles. I really liked the look of Minish Cap. They wouldn't do that now, but I really like the look of Minish Cap. I love the look of Link's Awakening, the remake as well.
Yeah, that one's great.
Great way to remake that and keep the I guess it's weird to say, but keep the portable nature of it, because it looks more like, like a diorama and toys than, a traditional Zelda game. Yes, Mom Bree?
I think in a lot of ways, the way I feel about a game is so enmeshed with like what was going on in my life at the time, or like how I felt while I was like playing it, not because of how the game made me feel, but like just, well, that too.
You played that in college?
Well, so yeah, Wind Waker.
I remember that.
So it was at the time Wind Waker came out with Ocarina of Time, right? You got both.
Yeah, you got another disc if you had a promotional disc that came with it.
Yeah,
it came with Ocarina of Time and like a couple of the classic Zeldas.
So Lisa and I played Ocarina of Time first.
I remember you playing that in your dorm. I was there a few times when you were playing.
And then we played Wind Waker. And
you two were like in it.
We were
you two were that was a team effort.
We were so in it. And so for me, like, I played Ocarina of Time well after it originally came out, but it was the first Zelda game that I ever played. Well, I got the gold
without
NES
a cool
cartridge,
wet rag, of course.
And we rented it from Palmer Video, and like literally I played it for like an hour but got nowhere and had no idea what to do, and we returned it.
I love that whole dichotomy of like not knowing what to do and asking your parents for help, because that's what you do as a child. But in these instances, your parents are like, I got less of an idea than you do.
Right. I mean, my mom was like, here, let me help you. I'll write number 1 and number 2 on the controllers.
Never switched them.
So I feel like while it may not be my favorite Zelda game, it has my favorite place in my heart. Like, and I think that has a lot to do with like,
it's a formative Zelda memory.
Lots of different, right? Like I'll always associate this new Animal Crossing with like the pandemic and like how it got me through. So it's hard for me to kind of like when people say like, oh, what's your favorite, you know, whatever. I don't know. There's like I can't separate that from
certainly
the fond memories. Like literally Lisa and I were RAs at the time. And it was
and
winter.
We ignored our responsibilities.
We did. It was winter and girls came like, you're supposed to leave your door open when you were an RA. So we were like,
please, Mom Rain, turn up the heat just 1 degree.
Well, that's what happened. We were playing and one of my residents, we were in my room and one of my residents came and was like, we have a big problem. And I was like, what's the matter? And she was like, my window's broken and it's like snowing. And I was like,
oh, well, I have a big problem. I have to get the Triforce and defeat Ganon.
Yeah.
So
we're at the water temple. I think we have a bigger problem than you.
So we were
I'm literally waist deep in it.
We were like, stop it. No, stop it. And so we go and look and it's literally like the flipping tundra in there. Just like, and we were like,
ice flow.
You got somewhere else to sleep tonight? And they were like, yeah, but where I went to college, like you weren't supposed to like have overnight guests of opposite sex and whatnot. Like in your, you know, we had to sign them in, sign them out, the whole shebang. And we were like, all right, we'll go sleep in that dorm with whoever, and if like they have a problem, just have them call us. And we were like, we're not answering the phone, right? No, we're not answering the phone. Like,
we got things to do
with it. Yeah, and then we just kept playing, and nothing. As far as I know, everyone lived and everything was fine.
10th Division.
As I know,
I didn't really follow.
10th Division says, "Wow, I didn't take Miyamoto for that type, but I guess he just was excited about the new technology." I didn't either. I thought that was surprising. Highland Tom says that demo single-handedly pulled me back into gaming. I just graduated from college and was way wrapped up into work. I played the Dragon Roost demo at GameStop and walked out with a GameCube. There you go, the power of a demo. Joe Shabadoo said, my Halo bro buddies wrote off Nintendo for years following Wind Waker. Yeah, that a lot of people were like, I'm out. I get it. I don't personally get it, but I get it because that it was such a crazy departure for the franchise.
It's for babies.
And other than
a new Zelda for babies.
And for me, other than I think Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, I probably played Wind Waker the most. I played it a bunch in college, and then I definitely played it when the HD version came out on the Wii U. And I would play it again. I you know, now that my Wii U's hooked up, I've had to like stop myself from playing it because the rumor is it's coming to Switch. But
as soon as it comes to Switch, I'm going to play it as well.
Man, I just love how much more, how often we hear about how your innate love for the second game in a series carries through so many franchises. It's weird. Amazing. It's amazing.
Weird because it's not by design.
You need to write down a list of all the 2s that you love. Double Dragon 2, Zelda 2,
Ninja
Mario
Gaiden
Brothers
2,
2,
Fear Effect 2.
I just had another one.
Resident Evil 2.
Double Dragon 2.
You started with that one.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
Double Dragon 2. Double Dragon as well. There's just so many.
There's a lot of them too. Yeah, there's a lot more.
There is a lot of them too. That's great. All right, moving on.
Deux, 2.
Not number 2. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes was the number 1 game in the weekly UK sales chart, and there's more to it than that. So Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, the new Warrior-style spin-off in the Fire Emblem franchise, which is the second of it. So maybe you would like this one.
Sonic 2, Mega Man 2,
There you go.
Rolling Thunder 2. I mean, there's a ton of them.
This game landed at number 1 in the UK for the weekly software sales. And let's put this into perspective. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes sold above Fire Emblem Warriors. So it sold better than the first Fire Emblem Warriors spinoff. And it just barely missed out on beating Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, literally by tens of units, they said. So we're talking about a Zelda spinoff where Fire Emblem just barely missed out on matching it. That shows you how far Fire Emblem has come in this last decade. I mean, like we've said, that 3DS installment, I don't know, it just clicked for everybody here. And everybody was like, I want to play Fire Emblem now. It's crazy. That's a perfect storm that so many companies hope to have happen. And it's even crazier when it happens decades after the franchise has been around.
If only the devs' parents had bought copies, they would have
yeah, right.
put them over the top.
It's just I guess it's the power of marketing and the power of the 3DS at that time. That was just
Power of God and anime on your side.
Of God of anime. And again, well, that game has anime style cutscenes, so certainly. I want to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but also just to put things in more perspective, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was much more popular than this one, which makes sense because it is Zelda. But like I said, we got one Zelda Definitive Edition release that Fire Emblem just barely missed on, but it beat the last Fire Emblem spin-off game. So it's showing an upward trajectory still. Yes, franchises that just can't find footing outside of Japan. It happens eventually to some, but there are very few examples. Fire Emblem is one. Final Fantasy is another. That happened with Final Fantasy, and it took to literally Final Fantasy VII for that breakthrough moment to happen, but it happened. And then the only other one I can think of is Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter took a very long time to catch on outside of Japan, but Monster Hunter World came out here, and that did it. Every Monster Hunter game after that is a big deal around the world. So it can happen. I would love for it to happen to Dragon Quest. If it can happen to Final Fantasy, it can happen to Dragon Quest. But Final Fantasy since 7, Square Enix has been like, yes, let us move further away from traditional Final Fantasy, because the Final Fantasy, the last few of them, they're action RPGs. Like Final Fantasy used to be big turn-based affairs. Now they are not. I leave that for spin-offs and other franchises, like the new Final Fantasy that's coming out. It's very much an action game first and an RPG second. So traditional Final Fantasy has pretty much gone away as far as the Final Fantasy franchise itself is concerned. Like I said, Square Enix does lots of other turn-based stuff. And lucky for Switch owners, we get that stuff. We get the games like Triangle Strategy and Octopath Traveler, and we're getting Live Alive. I forget what I'm supposed to. Live Alive is no. Yeah, Live Alive.
Why do they all need to have such terrible titles?
Well, it's funny how Triangle Strategy was Project Triangle Strategy, and Square Enix was like, we're not sure if that's going to be the name. We're testing the waters with it, and then they changed the name from Project Triangle Strategy to Triangle Strategy. So, I mean, it makes sense in terms of gameplay, but as far as a title, it doesn't.
It's got to have sex appeal and a catchy name.
What do kids love today? Shapes. Kids love shapes, and
they love strategy.
They love to strategize. You know how kids love to strategize. All right, moving on. We told you a few weeks ago that Nintendo will be having a Direct this week, and they did indeed have a Direct. We heard the 29th, and Nintendo was like, not the 29th, you idiots. It's the 28th. So they had one on the 28th, and we'll get into details on that in a little bit. But just to point out, that was true. And I'm going to ignore one of these rumors because it's related to the Direct. We have a rumor. It's a rumor that's been going on for years now, and every year it seems to rear its ugly head. But this one comes from a source that is certainly noteworthy and has gotten all kinds of information spot on in the past. Mr. Jeff Grubb. Mr. Grubb. He talked about Metroid Prime Trilogy once again, because we've been hearing for at least 3 years that the trilogy is coming to Switch. Nintendo apparently originally planned to launch it a long time ago on Switch because they were going to bring Metroid Prime 4 to the Switch, and that would be a lead-in for it. But then Prime 4 scrapped everything and started from scratch, so they held off on Metroid Prime Trilogy. Well, the rumor is now Metroid Prime Trilogy is still coming to Switch, but we're getting a little something more this time. Metroid Prime, the original, is getting a remaster. This won't be just a straight port. It will be a remaster. 2 and 3 will still be straightforward ports, but 1 is getting the special treatment for its 20th anniversary.
I like the way Grub thinks.
So he says it's coming sometime this year. He believes that November is very likely for this. Only time will tell. We've been here before where we heard the trilogy was coming to Switch, and years come and go where it doesn't happen. But Mr. Grub is one that I think we can put a little more trust into.
They've got to implement the motion controls, because I feel like the compilation that they put out on the Wii where you could use the motion controls was that just for the third game?
I was going to say I only remember it in Corruption.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then
3 was for the Wii and used motion controls.
Man, hopefully they then implement it,
Joy-Con
because
motion controls.
Yeah, because I really loved that Corruption control scheme. I thought that was great.
King Broly says, I don't believe Grub made any mention of this month's just a big holiday release. Pokemon is scheduled for November. I doubt Nintendo wants Pikachu to crush Samus's toes. So if it's holiday in Nintendo terms, that makes it, I guess you could lump in late October, but holiday means November or December for Nintendo. So it's one or the other. Close out the year, but that might not be bad. That's not a bad way to close out the year. But yeah, this year is stacked for the Switch. It's crazy. We've had a good year already for the Switch, but this next what do we got? July, August, September, October. Yeah, the next 6 months, the second half of the year, man, is it loaded with stuff, big name games, and surprises along the way, some of which we found out with through the Direct. So let us get into that Direct. Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct. It wasn't what people were expecting. It was a Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase, but it was 27 minutes of third-party stuff, and it was one of the best Directs I can think of. It had so much variety and an unbelievable showing from third parties. It was fantastic. We had surprise ports, shadow drops, updates on games we knew were coming. It had everything you could want. Every time a Direct happens, because I'm all over the internet to cover Nintendo news, I always see complaints about, why did Nintendo show this? Why did Nintendo show that? I can't think of a single outlet or message board that had a thread complaining about stuff this time. And if it was out there, it must have been it must have been very minuscule, because it came and went with not much attention. I'm sure when I get to the comments here, people will say something, but it was fantastic. So yes, I'll give you the rundown of what was covered, because it was excellent.
Shadow drops. Is that when you take a poop and you look and you can't see the poop?
It is now, yes. Just to be clear, because I get some emails about this actually. A shadow drop is a game we don't know about, and it gets announced and released that same day. So it's a game you knew nothing of, and then
was Portal Companion a shadow drop?
No, we knew about
that. They knew that was coming.
Yes, we heard about that in a previous Direct.
So
we didn't know it was coming when it came out, so the release date was a surprise.
But
the
drop.
package itself was not a surprise. We knew that from the previous Direct.
A visible drop.
Yeah, a surprise drop.
Okay.
All right, so here's what we got. Square Enix, man, right off the bat, Square Enix announced Harvestella. It's a combination. It's a 3D game. I'd call it like Rune Factory or Stardew mixed with a traditional RPG. What's up there, Nicky Hill?
Nothing. It's way gone now, but it looks like you could use the pointer for all three.
What happened?
In the Metroid Prime Trilogy?
Because
you know what I should have done? Just looked in the chat. I'll ask this again if I missed it. Did Metroid Prime Trilogy allow you to play motion controls in all 3 games? Could you please could you please let me know?
On this, it just shows in the controls for like the what do you call that book? The instruction booklet.
And Corruption's
Burn Cheese says yes, it did. There you go.
Yeah, but Corruption's the one that actually had it built from the ground up for it.
So you retrofitted for the other 2, I guess.
Use Wii Motion Plus and
jam your hand into door locks.
You would do stuff like that, which was like cheesy and gimmicky, but it added a great amount of small immersion that was just wonderful.
It does, yeah, I agree. All right, so Harvestella. Thank you, Burn Cheese. Harvestella, like I said, a little Stardew, a little Rune Factory, a little Harvest Moon in there mixed with a traditional RPG. It's 3D in the style of the latest Harvest Moon, or I'm sorry, the latest Rune Factory. It looks really cool. I don't play those farming games, and this is the first one where I was like, I want to check this out.
Wow.
It had a really cool style to it. The character art gave me vibes of a little bit of Bravely Default or something like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
really like that style. It was really interesting. Something that's been rumored for a very long time now, but has been confirmed. Persona fans, your day has come. Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and the one everybody wanted, Persona 5 Royal or Royal, they're all coming to the Switch. They're coming to Switch this year, October 21st. You get all 3 of them. There you go. I have never played a Persona game because I'm afraid of
Same.
RPGs, but my scaredy catness of RPGs has certainly faded in recent years. And this is my that was great. This is my excuse to try out Persona. Now, I don't know if I need to play all the other Personas or I could just be one of those sacrilegious people and jump right in on 5. Because I've heard great things about all of them, but I've heard much more praise for 5 than the others. So if you're in the chat, let me know if I can just do that. But I want to give Persona a go. So Malik Halo, it looks like you're telling me to play Persona 5. We got to see more about Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. An excellent strategy. I was going to say strategy. Excellent strategy RPG. Or strategy game, I should say. It is that game was so good in another genre where I'm like, I'm not very good at this, but it was a ton of fun. The sequel is coming. They have removed the grid-based gameplay, but it is still strategy. But now you move freely within a sphere of influence, we'll say. So you don't have grid spaces to map out spots. You just, as long as it's in the sphere, you can go there and do what you need to do. But still retains the strategy turn-based element.
You looking forward to this one, RMC?
I really am. Yeah, that first one I was excited about, but not excited about because I don't like that genre.
That is the way I said it, but I was being nice.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm glad that you're excited for it. I'm trying to be nicer.
Thank you. This comes out. Well, you succeeded because I didn't even know that was a slight razz at me.
It wasn't a razz.
October 20th, that comes out. And we found out that this time someone else is joining the team. Bowser is befriending the team and joining in because apparently his kingdom is under siege from, I forget what their name is. Something with a C. Cursa. Cursa sounds right. Looks great. Looks really cool. And this time we have, yes, Rabbid Rosalina is joining the fight. Will regular Rosalina make an appearance? Ubisoft will not say, but you'll get Rabbid Rosalina. Live Alive. We got another look at Live Alive. It comes out July 22nd, but here you go. Live Alive. Oh, play Live Alive, damn it. Here, you don't have to buy the game if you don't like it or if you're not interested, but from this direct, they released a demo, a free demo. It's on the Switch eShop right now. So you can go out and see, you can play the beginning of 3 chapters in the game. Live Alive, for those who don't know, takes you through, I don't know how many stories it is, but it's like, I don't know, 10
or something.
10 different stories told throughout time, but they are all related to one another. So one's like Edo period Japan, and one's a cowboy, and one's in the future, and one's a pro wrestler, like all kinds of stuff. But they all interweave into an amazing story. The game was critically lauded when it came out in Japan, but it never got released outside of Japan.
Is fun.
And now we have a chance to play it, and it's an HD 2D remake, so a complete visual overhaul, but a first-time localization. So give the game the respect it deserves, and at least try out the demo.
And that title is not going anywhere.
The title is not going anywhere.
It's been translated, and that's what they're sticking
That
with.
was the original title, and that's what they're going with for this one. Yes.
Very cool.
You know, if it was... So I knew about this game when it originally came out. I always called it Live Alive, because that makes sense. You live through different lives. Live alive. I know you would say life, but it's multiple. Listen, it made enough sense, but now I hear Live Alive, so...
Yeah.
I also get it live, alive, and they split it up because it's live.
It's like Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden.
Let's put it. That's funny because I was on my walk thinking about talking about this, and that's exactly what I thought.
Nice.
Let's put it this way: it makes more sense than Octopath Traveler which is 8 different paths of characters. I get it, or a triangle strategy, which again makes sense for the game because the law system is 3 elements that weigh upon each other, so they make sense. But Live Alive, I don't need to play the game to understand it. It's about different lives. Is that my laptop taking off?
Whoa.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, we got another look at that. That's out now, so that's old hat. Portal Companion Collection, again, we knew about this already.
Woo.
But now we know it's out. They launched it that very day. You get
Is that what they call a shadow drop?
No, because we knew about it before. So that contains Portal and Portal 2, and it is at the extremely good price of $20. $20 for both games. And if you want to, if you're worried that you can get it for cheaper
$1
on Steam, you can. Each game on Steam is $10. So there you go. Both games, one package. Made to natively run on a Switch. This is not a cloud port or a cloud version. And Valve does what they always do. They put a lot of time and effort into their games, and it shows. So if you have not played the Portal games or you're looking for a way to play them again, this is an excellent option.
They're so great.
Also, this has led to people. This has led to a new discovery for Portal. This is the very first time, because when these games come out, Steam or Valve fans go nuts. They went digging in the game's source code and they discovered beta levels for beta levels for Portal 2, never before seen. And Portal fans have picked through all this content and they found all this historical stuff in there.
You know what's funny?
Beta. What?
Portal is also a game.
You play
Both
in
of
college?
them. No, I played. Well, I don't know, but I played them with Lisa.
Oh, Cave Johnson. Remember him?
Yes.
Okay. he's the guy in the second game that you go down into the depths of where Portal was started, and he's the guy that runs the whole Aperture.
All I can think of right now when I think
whatever.
about playing games with Lisa is Hot Dog Paul.
Hot Dog. Never forget Hot Dog.
Hot Dog Paul.
Minecraft Legends, we got another look at that. We heard about that already, but they showed a new trailer. That's not coming out until 2023. Here's something that I do want to talk about. We heard about Sonic Frontiers, which is not surprising. But they actually showed first footage of Sonic Frontiers on the Switch. And I got it. You guys know I've been poo-pooing this game. I got it, and I was saying, I don't know how this game's going to run on Switch. It looked pretty impressive for the Switch. Obviously, a visual downgrade as compared to other platforms, but son of a bitch, it looks pretty impressive on the Switch. I was covering this event live, and when they started showing Frontiers, I was like, look at this. They're really doing it. It didn't look bad. Now, I want to stress this. I'm talking from a visual standpoint. I don't know if the game is going to be good, but it looked pretty good. I was wowed. I was wowed by that. So that's still on the way to Switch this year. Sega said specifically this holiday. We got a brand new reveal of a brand new game called Blanc.
I'm sorry, what?
Blanc, B-L-A-N-C, Blanc.
Oh, I thought you said Blanc, like B-L-O-N-K.
B-L-O-N-K, yeah.
Blanky.
Bonk is back, and he's all new in Blanc.
And he's
Meet
blonkier than ever.
Meet Bonk's brother Blanc. Matt LeBlanc. Blanc is a game where a fawn and a wolf cub must work together to find a way home across a snowy wilderness. It is a black and white only game with like a sketched look to it, and I guarantee it's going to make everybody cry. It just looks like one of those adventures, but boy, does it look great. It can be played single player, but it has local co-op or online co-op. You can play it however you want, and the story is told without any text at all, so just told through visuals. There you go. Coming to Switch February 2023. I believe they said a console exclusive on that one. So
nice. Also, doesn't LeBlanc literally translate to the white?
The white, yeah.
Okay.
The Bart, the
Matthew the White.
We got another. Oh, well, we got confirmation that Return to Monkey Island is coming to Switch. There had been speculation for a long. You know what? I don't know that we ever heard any platforms for the game other than PC. But we saw a trailer for Return to Monkey Island, and obviously, if you're seeing it during a direct, it means it's coming to the Switch, and it is coming to Switch later this year.
Monkey.
It is the new installment in Return into the. It's the new installment in the Monkey Island franchise, and apparently, it is going to be the last one. So this is the send off for the Monkey Island franchise. We got another look at Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is Animal Crossing and Disney together. Let's just say that. Not officially Animal Crossing. It's just their take on Animal Crossing. But here's the thing we learned. Usually Switch doesn't get early access stuff. Well, Switch is getting early access. If you want to get in on Disney Dreamlight Valley early, you can look forward to playing the early access version for free on September 6th.
Here's
so
all
not that far off.
Here's all I need to know about that game. And I think Kirby might be the only one who really appreciates this. Can you play as Mad Madam Mim?
I don't know for sure. This is loaded with everything Disney, so
I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I don't know that I identify with any Disney character as much as I do with Mad Madam Mim. And if you
Nice.
don't know who she is, I
She's-
suggest that you look her up.
yeah, she's
Oh,
that
right.
crazy purple-haired lady
Oh man, she is so
from whatever that is.
great.
Sword in the
The
Stone.
Swords of
Stone.
Stone, which is a great movie.
Yeah. definitely.
Sword in the Stone. I'm sure Sword in the Stone content will be in this game. I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
if it's going to be
but
her in particular.
If I saw her,
Maybe
at
an
Disney,
outfit.
I'd lose my
Maybe an outfit.
business. I would.
That's funny because she lost her business a long time ago.
Oh.
I don't
Um,
know if she ever had it.
Yeah, I actually don't see that movie represented in video games very often.
Not too often,
There's-
but this is like a celebration of everything Disney, and it's supposed to be continuously updated with new content. So I'm sure at some point they'll get to Sword in the Stone.
There's a sword in a stone, I believe, at Disney. Yeah,
Has
Oh.
anyone ever gotten it?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be cool? It seems like something
does-
they do at
it-
Disney
It
where
does
like
work for some people. but
that's
not everybody,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
How
And
does it know?
it's like Thor's hammer. Dragon Quest Treasures was announced for localization. That's awesome because I was hoping this one did. This is a spin-off in the Dragon Quest series. Two siblings' treasure hunting dreams become reality as they are whisked away to the magical and mysterious realm of Draconia. Track down tantalizing treasure in this Dragon Quest spin-off. Riches are just waiting to be found. X marks the spot on December 9th, 2022. Sorry. Another shadow drop.
That is not correct.
Little Noah, Scion of Paradise, is coming to Switch. This is made by Psy Games. It is greatly inspired by. Oh, I see it.
Gangnam Style.
No, Dead Cells. Greatly inspired by Dead Cells.
Oh,
So it's procedurally generated through a series of stages. Go in and collect abilities and coins and level things up, boss fights and all that. It looks really cool, actually. It looks really interesting, and I love the visual style in this too. That was a shadow drop. We found out about the game's existence that day, and it's available now. A game I had been keeping track of and was hoping it would come to Switch was announced for Switch. RPG Time: The Legend of Right. Join aspiring game creator Kenta in a hand-drawn adventure to save the world in this latest creation. This game takes place in Kenta's notebook, and the adventure spans over 200 pages. This is all like scribbles, like all like black and white sketchbook scribbles. So I love that idea. It says discover a new way to play every time you turn the page. This comes out August 18th. Another game that was revealed but not shadow dropped is Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. This comes from Simogo, the team that did. Wait, Nicky Hill, help me out. Sayonara Wild Hearts. I said
Oh,
Lonely
yeah.
Hearts last time, and
I
that
played
was
some of
wrong,
that.
right? Sayonara Wild Hearts, which was fantastic, and which was narrated by Queen Latifah.
That's right.
Great game. And this was a hell of a trailer. It's being published by Annapurna, which should give you an idea of what kind of game you're getting into. It says, get ready to immerse yourself in surreal riddles and a chilling story in this modern take on puzzle adventure game. Solve the enigma of Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, launching in 2023. Launching first on Switch, by the way. So a console timed exclusive on Switch. Here's a real surprise. This is awesome. The power of anime, the power of God in anime. Doraemon, a Doraemon game is coming to Switch and getting localized. Doraemon, Story of Seasons, Friends
that
of the
real
Great Kingdom.
Stinky fruit, right?
No. Have you seen that TikTok where that girl's eating that?
I mean, I've seen it. I've known about Doraemon fruit.
Do you know
for a long
about
time?
Doraemon, this character?
Not at all.
Doraemon is a blue and white time traveling cat that does not have ears. One of
What?
Japan's longest running anime
Oh, I think I know.
altogether.
Does he have like a Like
Red nose.
Round red nose.
Yes,
Okay, I
that's
know
it.
what you mean.
Well, this is
So is he
so
deaf?
this is a Doraemon game combined with Story of Seasons gameplay, and it's getting localized, which I can't believe it. It's coming to Switch this year. What'd you say?
Is he deaf?
I thought you said, is he dead? He is not deaf somehow. I guess he's still got ear holes, but no ears to represent them.
Ear hole.
Okay. Maybe
I
they're
gotta
covered
say,
by fur.
I've seen a couple random Doraemon episodes and they were fine. I do not know the lore of Doraemon, so I don't know if there's something related to his ears or not.
Fine.
I got my wish, kind of. This direct featured Mega Man, just not in the way I wanted it. Not a new Mega Man
Was it
game.
a legendary announcement?
It was a legacy announcement.
Oh, okay.
Another compilation from Capcom. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. This includes 10 Mega Man Battle Network games, which I know have a very diehard and dedicated following. So those people are ecstatic about that, and I'm very happy for them. I have played Battle Network games. I did enjoy them, but I prefer my Mega Man in the traditional manner. But we got compilations of those already. So here's the compilation for those games. This is 10 of those Mega Man Battle Network games that span the GBA up to, who the hell knows? What was it? The DS, I guess they ended on. Comes to Switch in 2023. So that's great. Another compilation of Mega Man. Again, I wanted a new game, but as long as Mega Man's doing something.
Hopefully you can map your own buttons in this one.
No, not a lot. One button does everything. Speaking of old franchises getting new installments, Super Bomberman R2 was announced. Super Bomberman R launched with the Switch and became a big hit for Konami. This is a new Bomberman game coming to the Switch. In addition to classic action maze modes Bomberman fans love, a new castle mode has been revealed. This allows for a team of up to 15 players to blast their way through treasure chests while one defends and tries to stop them from stealing the treasure. Here's the other thing. This Bomberman offers a 64-player online battle royale.
64?
Yeah.
Wow.
64-player Bomberman.
Why not 65?
And you know what?
Because of Nintendo 64?
I don't know. Here's the thing.
Or is it you and 64 people? So
you could-
65 altogether.
No, it's you and 63.
I don't like
So you
that.
could say that this was inspired by Fortnite, but really, it's not stealing from Fortnite because Bomberman has always had Battle Royale. It's always been a thing through the multi-tap on the Super Nintendo or something like that, but now we have 64 players, which my brain does not like. We also
It
got...
just feels 60, 65, 64, and no one else is pestered by this?
No.
I like the 64 because it's an even number. I mean, I know
Yes.
it doesn't matter because you're everyone for themselves, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
I
it's
agree.
odd,
Like,
if
it
it's
was
odd,
like
you're getting.
67, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? That's crazy.
But being even, that's one person. You know, the numbers are matched. If they're odd, you're going to end up with two people
Numbers?
somehow.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Numbers.
Doraemon is a robotic cat from the.
I mean,
Oh, I
I feel
forgot
like
to
they
mention
were
that,
like,
sorry.
yeah, 64, that works. And people were like,
Sure, why not?
I mean, why not 69?
That's Bomberman 69, baby. Here's now. See, recently I had to talk about how I don't like remakes and remasters because I feel they happen too often and too soon. Here's one where I don't feel like that. Pac-Man World Repack was announced, which is a remake of the first Pac-Man World game that came out 20 years ago, 22 years ago.
Wow.
That fine, remake that game. That came out on the PS1. Excellent time for a remake. Literally came out half of Pac-Man's lifespan ago. So I think that's great. And you know what? I love the Pac-Man World franchise. And I think they got better as they went on. And I never played the first one. So this is a chance for me to do that. But Pac-Man World 2 and 3, I remember when Pac-Man World was announced, I was like, Pac-Man as a platformer? I don't know if I like this, but it was good. And then, or I liked 2 and I loved 3. I thought they were really fun. So hopefully the remake of 1 is fun because I'm down with it. Comes out August 26th. Mom Brain made fun of me when this was announced because she was watching the direct with me. Railgrade, all aboard in this management sim. Railgrade, you'll build railway systems to efficiently transport cargo and help restore economic prosperity to an industrial colony. So it's train
That was a
related.
really great story.
So, of course, Mom Brain had
I mean,
the
you all
Razzmatazz.
know that Raw Meat is a big fan of choo-choo trains.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
enough.
Do
That's
you-
enough.
Can I tell everyone? Please, I've had such a horrible week.
Yeah.
When
Go ahead.
Rami,
Yeah, thank you. I like how you've had a horrible week, like I wasn't here. But yes, go ahead.
sorry.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But I will tell a bad story about you.
Okay. Also, I want you all to notice Ramit's cap.
I talked about it.
Oh, good. OxyClean. We are
Yeah,
not
is it
Clean as a
sponsored.
new?
whistle.
Look
No.
at
The
the
whistle
thing.
sharp as a thistle.
I mean, there's
She-
a little, but
She sat it in a vat of I don't know something
OxyClean.
Well, that's what I was
forever
gonna
for a
say.
whole day.
So look at that. Look at that
Billy
hat.
Mays, baby, the power of Billy Mays from the great beyond.
Look
That's
at that
right.
hat. He's clearly a train aficionado with that hat.
well, he did have, the conductor hat, the like blue and white. And as a child, he would use the family camcorder to make videos of him setting up his little trains and like talking about them.
Sure.
Like the guy on TikTok
Yeah.
who's like obsessed with trains.
Yeah.
I picture that as a small child.
You
don't
know
know
somebody
how I
for
never knew that
over
about you.
30
That's
years.
something I try not to let people know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shared that with
I
me in
would
a moment of
literally set up
vulnerability.
my trains on our dining room table, wear the conductor's hat, and set up the like camcorder and record myself talking about the trains.
You guys.
And yes, if you want to know, those tapes still exist.
Well,
so-
Guys.
I mean,
That's
knowing
movie night.
you, nothing embarrasses you. You tell everyone to do what you want, live how you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Oh yeah.
And like this is what you're embarrassed at. Like you'll
I'm-
tell everybody about your wrestling fetish.
No.
Or
I'm
about
not.
your Nintendo and
I'm
your
not
video games.
embarrassed by it. Like I don't feel shame for it or anything, and I got no issue with people
I
that are
feel no
into that
guilt
stuff.
or personal shame.
It's just like looking back on it now, I would like if somebody showed it to me, like if you had done it or anybody here had done it, I'd be like, this is great, why would you be embarrassed by this? But just me watching myself do it, I'd be like, who is this person?
So
I wouldn't it's not bad in any way, it's just I guess cringy more than embarrassment. I would
Are
go
you
with
still
cringy.
into trains? If you had the time, would you do like a train set? If you had the time and the space,
Have
would
you been
do
to
a
If I
train
basement?
set?
had the space, I have to admit I have felt the pull of wanting to do train sets. Yeah,
so
because I could see
would you say the tug-a-lug?
I feel the tug of the train.
one of my fellow board members who
I
I've
would choose to do it. Yeah,
who I've known for a very, 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 very long time since I was a kid, lives very close to us and has so he happens to work for transit and is obsessed with trains and runs trains on schedules with he like LARPs train stuff in his basement with his friends. Like once a year they get together and they run like a schedule of trains to scale. Like so it's like a big to do. So I could probably get you in on that if you want.
So when you were living in the other apartment, was that like a big thing for you to sit in that like your office was overlooking the train tracks?
I did like seeing the train.
Oh.
It's true.
Oh, it's almost time. You switch out hats.
Close the door so no one can see me. My uncle, rest in peace. This is a long time ago. I don't know that you ever knew this,
my god.
and you certainly never saw it. His whole basement, I mean, like corner to corner, was a train setup, and I don't
Wow.
mean like trains on plywood. I mean like trees, houses.
Oh yeah, that's
all of it,
cool.
all of it. I mean, I'm not going to name names of the place because I don't want to get that local, but
but
that place,
Yeah.
that's all about miniature trains I went to, and I loved it. And like, yeah,
There's some local.
I
There's
don't-
got to
I
be
don't know
local
why. I don't know why.
miniature train clubs, right? There's one
Yeah.
by me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would go
Yeah,
like
get
on a
into it.
train, like just like a train trip. I think
we
that'd
have
be fun.
one very
Because again, I love places and places, and for me, a train is a place and a place. I'm like, it's just funny to be
What,
like,
the bathroom
I'm
on
in a
train?
restaurant on a train, and we're driving
Oh,
somewhere.
like
I don't know.
travel.
Yeah.
I did
No, not just like
There's
I
no
won't
dining
lie.
car. There's no dining car on this train.
I won't lie. That one restaurant that has a train, I do like sitting in the train,
Yeah.
just because I'm like, I
Oh,
want to be
yeah.
like, why isn't everybody else like? Come on, guys, we're in a train.
I did a train to I think DC with Girl Scouts once upon a time, and I remember
Probably not fun.
no, it was. I
Oh.
mean, it was fun. I mean, have you?
Yeah,
I mean,
what
I've
do you
seen
know?
like TikToks of those real fancy trains that
Yes.
that looks like a lot of fun.
And it's also why I love the Human Centipede, because it's all about.
It's a place and a place.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, man.
All right. What else we got here? No Man's Sky comes to Switch on October 7th. A Plague Tale Requiem is the cloud version. It comes to the Switch on October 18th. Those are mentioned quickly at the end. Captain Velvet Meteor, the Jump Plus Dimensions, is coming to Switch as well. That got a release date of July 28th, but we already knew about that.
Are you like a big fan of like what is it, Goofy's or like the Thunder Mountain Railroad or whatever? Like the roller coaster that looks like a train?
I like it as a ride, not any particular pull for the train aspect. No. And one I didn't mention yet, which I am so happy to see, and I've been keeping fingers and toes crossed for such a long time, and my dreams have come true. Nier Automata is coming to the Switch. I'm saying Automata because that's how they said it in the trailer. I always thought it was Automata, but apparently it's Nier Automata. Easily one of my favorite games in the last decade is getting a Switch port. It is not a cloud version. It is a native port to the Switch. This is Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition. Has exclusive costumes. All the other DLC that was launched for previous versions is included in this version. So no extra cost there. One base price, you get everything. There's a special edition. I shouldn't say special. There's a physical edition on the Square Enix store. I don't think, maybe it included a soundtrack. I don't remember. But you can get a pre-order of that physical version there. Also, I think these sold out almost instantly because people are very excited about this. They might do a replenishment. If you get it from the Square Enix store, you could get a free shirt, a free Nier Automata shirt. But like I said, I know they sold out almost instantly, but there might be a replenishment. So it's free. I know.
Yeah, this is another game that people are excited for.
It's free.
Really? This one I'll
Well,
harp on you about.
I just said people are excited for it. That's all I said.
I wonder if it's on Game Pass. You should check if it's on Game Pass.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, I heard it's
the name that's keeping you away.
Not
I'm
yet.
not going to grill
Not
you on
yet.
this forever.
No, it's just, I mean, it looks like other games I'm not interested in, like,
I thought you said
Bayonetta,
Same
like the
developer,
gameplay
same
kind of thing.
developer.
You
I
know.
thought you said not yes.
Not
Like,
yet.
how great would that be? Like, you don't really want to say no to somebody, so you're like, well, not yes.
It's
That's great.
I won't heart you. I need to
not
do a
yes
better
from me.
job of acknowledging all the games you have played for me and not harp so much on the
Well,
ones that are left that I want you to play.
I feel like the ones that you've gotten me to play have been unique in certain ways. This kind of seems like not as unique and not as special
It
of
does.
an experience.
It does seem that way.
Seems more arcadey or whatever.
It does seem that way.
But yeah, it's just, you know.
Yeah, it's not.
Not yes.
It's not. It's not as game changing as any of those other games, but it is one of those games I often think about. It is very thought provoking, without a doubt. But the gameplay, yeah.
I've seen
I
the
don't know if
pictures on the internet. I know it's thought provoking.
yes, 2B has gotten a lot of attention. I don't
Do I have 2B?
like Kirby. You would
Do
love.
I have to be?
You would love it too, Nicky, because you guys like Bayonetta. Like
Oh, you're talking.
it's
yeah.
not as over the top combat wise as Bayonetta is, but there's certainly a thread running through the two of them. So
Yeah,
I played the demo for this.
What?
is it like
What an-
Astral Chain?
incredible soundtrack. It's got to be one of the best soundtracks a game has ever had.
It'll get your
At least
Yorhas
listen to
rising.
the soundtrack. You can stream it for free.
Didn't the first one have a really good soundtrack too? Was
I never played the first one. I heard that about the first one too. Excellent soundtrack. Yeah.
When the
So there
first
is
one
more
came
than
out,
one.
I just remember reviews saying that like the game looks kind of crummy, but the soundtrack is really
And
good.
people loved that first game. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking, like, I remember seeing it and I was like, I'm not against the game. It's just a lot of like, I don't know. Looked like a lot of combat I wasn't interested in, a lot of like browns and tans and the colors. And I was like, it looks drab.
Yeah.
Then reviews started coming out and they were really good. And in particular, they talked a lot about the soundtrack. And I was like, I feel like I missed out.
And reviews for the second game were like even better.
Oh, even better. Yeah. Nier is very much a highly regarded game, but Automata blows it away.
Automata. I can't believe that's how
What a
it's
game.
pronounced.
Automata makes sense to me, especially
It
for
also
the
doesn't
story.
sound as goofy.
But Automata,
Automata.
Automata you.
Let's face it, you can't automata anything. No, that doesn't make sense.
It's a good try, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the stuff that was featured in this Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. Mwah, excellent. So much variety. So many titles coming out this year. Some excellent ones to look forward to next year.
A
Great.
lot of people happy
Great.
with this one.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know why this is getting such reactions.
Well, that we all speak do code, which means a lot of stuff not for me.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. That's right.
That's
Man,
okay.
out of anything you've said in recent years, that's my favorite, the not yet.
It
I'm
leaves a
hopeful
little
one
bit of
day
hope
the
there,
not
yeah.
yet means a now.
Yeah, well,
But-
that's why I throw it out there.
Currybo says, Return to Monkey Island. There, you like Monkey Island?
I do, yeah.
Return to Monkey Island is all I needed to see to rate this direct a 10 out of 10. There you go.
Wow.
Positive comment.
And I even like the art style. It looks good to me.
Yeah. We can talk about that. I think I might have made that a top story because I was so pissed off about it. You know what? Josh, can you throw us to commercials? Oh no, I didn't do it. Never mind. It's my fault. I missed out on commercials. Oh, you know what? I didn't get the new ones. Never mind. Not my fault. Phew. There you go. That's it. No ad read because we're into next month. That's it. So here, I'll do my own plug.
Wait a minute.
HyperX.
Go ahead.
Check out their stuff. They do podcasts and accessories. And tell them Raw Meat sent you. How you gonna tell them? I got no idea. But tell them, tell them GoNintendo sent you.
Show up at their house. And
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Show up at HyperX's house. Yeah, Mr. HyperX. Yes,
We do
Mama?
not condone that, by the way.
Yeah, no, that was
also-
a joke. Sorry.
I feel like you kind of missed out on this, but Josh was just talking to me and he wanted to make sure that this happened.
For me.
Oh, it did.
And to be fair, for Manch, it's his birthday this week too.
His birthday was the day before mine.
Thank you, Josh. Beautiful as always. There's I have to thank you. You probably won't think you're deserving of the thanks, but I have to thank you. Last week we had the Google Stadia Wavetale discussion. Remember we were talking about Google
I recall.
Stadia and you said not to read all the games and all that?
Yep.
Well, Google, you said I said I wanted to talk about Wavetale, but I couldn't because it's not on Switch. And then after I talked about it, you said, well, you found a way to talk about it. And you were right. I talked to the composer of Wavetale this week because he listened into the podcast and
No
he heard
way.
the Wavetale talk. And I had reached out to him because I was like, I can say this. He is I knew he was working on the soundtrack release for Wavetale. And I think I might have mentioned in one podcast that the soundtrack for Wavetale it's excellent, first off, but it's very interesting because there's portions of the game that build the soundtrack on their own through a new sound engine based on what you're doing in the game. So Nintendo will do things in games where it's like Link is in a fight so that you get a drum beat in the song, or Link is underwater so it adds a certain kind of reverb, or you hear a completely different song when you're underwater. Or you lock onto an enemy and you hear something like that. Wavetale takes it a much bigger step because it uses an audio engine that has a whole bunch of melodies and solo instruments. And then it takes those and builds its own song based on what you're doing at the time. So when you're when you're sailing across the water, it throws together something for you. And then when you transition into a fight, it throws together something for you. When you launch yourself into the air and you're flying through the air, it throws something together for you. So you might hear combinations that are never heard or very rarely heard. And that goes along with an official soundtrack where, certain moments have songs that are completely done. So putting together the soundtrack is an extra tough challenge for this guy. His name is, it's Bill Joel.
No way.
Yes. But I want to say
William Joel.
No, wait. No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. It's Joel Bill. That's why.
What? It is not.
Yes, it's
What?
Joel Bill. Yeah. Right?
That's amazing.
I love that he listens in. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, ask him what his real name is. I'm kidding.
John Elton.
Joel. So it could be. I don't know. Is it Bill or Billy? Could be Billy. Could be Joel Billy.
It could be, I guess.
Bille. I don't know. Joel Billy. But anyway,
Bile or
Joel
BA?
Bile. Sure. Bille, Joel Bille.
Dylan Bob.
But anyway,
So wait, this is the company that does the SteamWorld stuff?
Thunderful published. I believe they
Oh,
developed.
they publish.
I believe
as
they
well.
developed this one. I can't think of any other company tied to that. There may be somebody that helped, but anyway, he reached out, and I was talking to him about the soundtrack because he gave me his work in progress soundtrack. He gave me a link to it and said, "Don't share it," which I didn't, and I would listen to it every 2 weeks maybe because it's amazing. And I went to listen to it, and it was gone. And I was like, "Oh no, what happened?" I was like, "Oh, maybe this is a good sign. Maybe he's close to finishing up the soundtrack." So we got into a conversation about the podcast, and I asked him about the soundtrack, and he said he's done a lot of work on the soundtrack, and he linked me to the updated version of the soundtrack because he said, "I can trust you because you didn't share the other link." So I've been listening to that, just as excellent. But I was like, I've been dying to talk about this game for a console release, and I know it's coming to consoles, but I need to know it's coming to Switch. And he's like, "I'm very excited to talk to you in the future." And that's what he said.
Oh, that counts.
That's what he said. He didn't.
So here's the question.
That's it.
What news is it going to take for you to break that trust and just go for it?
Just announced that it's coming to Switch. when I have a confirmation. I do not have confirmation. I will say that.
He's trusted you so far with his
Yeah,
his
right. No.
secret stuff.
I will not break that trust
I
at all. Man, I haven't even looked into what other soundtracks he's done because I just keep going back to this one. What an amazing soundtrack. So yeah, hopefully somebody listening decided to jump on Stadia and play that game. That's a game that deserves a sequel.
Are you going to get that handheld thing that plays Stadia? Isn't that the new thing?
I don't
Or
know.
am
The
I-
thing
am I-
that has the crank on it?
Oh,
with
I'm
the
thinking.
crank?
I'm thinking of the Steam Deck or the. Stream.
I'm not getting a Steam Deck now.
You're not?
No. I got a computer. I got a computer I can play games
Steam
on.
Deck reminds me of a Game Gear.
I don't play the Switch portably, so I wouldn't get a PC game player for portable.
There was a time
I could plug it into a TV. I could
when
dock it, but I can plug in my
RMC
laptop.
would
into the
get
TV.
every
long?
single thing
How
that
long?
came out, no matter who made
Here,
it.
I should say this. If it had exclusive games,
I'm
yeah,
just messing
I
with
certainly.
you.
That's why I got my
You can
first
play 'em
iPhone.
on your PC. I get it.
Got a long-
It has no
long drive ahead of
exclusives
you.
at all. Like any system that has exclusives, I will certainly get, or at least consider getting. I literally got an iPhone to not use as a phone, just to play games when they announced that games are coming. I went to the AT&T store at the Peaburg Mall and stood in line there to get a phone, and they were like, "What plan do you want?" And I was like, "No plan."
Nice.
I just I might still have the phone number.
I still
for it.
have that phone. Yeah, that was like dire emergencies phone. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when we first got phones, they were only for dire emergencies, period. Anyway, like
I was like, I have my iPod. I don't need an iPhone for music, and I'm not going to use it as a regular phone. And then they announced games. I was like, well, now I have to get this. All right. Nope. Oh, this is a good one. Nintendo's 82nd general meeting of shareholders happened this week. And as usual, there were investor questions. Thank you to Cephazon, who did some translations of these questions for multiple outlets, but made sure to reach out to me specifically to share some translations. So we don't have... Is everything okay?
We're out.
Yeah, right. If everything is going to get an official translation from Nintendo, but we don't know when that's going to come out. So we have some unofficial translations from very trusted translators. In this instance, we have one of the shareholder questions. A shareholder asked Nintendo this: "Hey, Nintendo,
Is that what I sound like?
is that what I sound like? Are you going to make some remakes of older titles or new games in older franchises that haven't seen anything in a while?" And specifically, here's what he name dropped: F-Zero, Baten Kaitos, Wario Land, The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls. Now, that is a real deep cut, because that is the game that spawned the creation of Link's Awakening. Basically, those games are very similar. Trade and Battle Card Hero and Chosuzo. I'm sure this is a franchise I know the English name for, and I just don't know the Japanese one. Chosujo Mecha MG. So he asked him, "Hey, where's F-Zero, damn it? Where's Wario Land? We want more ones." Can you believe Wario Land Shake It was 11 years ago? That's how long it's been
God.
since we had a Wario Land.
Wow.
Here is what Nintendo
It's like
shared.
when you reminded me that No Man's Sky came out 6 years
Yeah.
ago.
Here's what Nintendo's general manager of EPD, Shinya Takahashi, responded with. He said, regarding regarding remakes of older titles, we are thinking about a wide range of interesting ways to try new and old things. We've received a similar question before. At that time, we happen to have a remake plan, so we discussed it, but there are things I cannot say right now. Furthermore, Nintendo's president said, hey, I'm sweating. He said, hey, thanks so much for these questions. We know there's a lot. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, we know there's a lot of support and interest in remakes and re-releases of older franchises. And he said, to be completely honest, we don't have the time to do every project, but we want to, and we appreciate your support. So it was good answers both ways. Everybody knows they're not going to be like, we are going to do a remake or we are going to do a new Wario Land coming out next year. That's not how Nintendo operates. But it was a very respectful answer from both people. Now, here's the great part. Only shareholders could ask these questions, as is always the case. This man literally bought shares to ask the question. But you have to have a certain amount of shares to ask these questions. This man spent $40,000 to ask one shareholder question of Nintendo. And he took the hit for us. He was like, people want F-Zero. People want Wario Land. So,
they were gonna say he asked who trims their
right? Who does the landscaping out
who
front?
does their landscape?
But that's
But just to be clear, this guy literally bought these shares to ask this question. Yes, this was not a previous shareholder. This is not somebody invested in the company monetarily. Otherwise, this is a fan who's got a lot of money who did it to ask the question,
and clearly doesn't have the money now to buy the games if they.
Yeah, right. He's just like, I spent the money to get the games made. Can't afford the games anymore.
Next time, just take it to Kickstarter, my dude.
Make some, F1, F2. Weird says shareholders can be heroes too. Yeah, we get shareholders that don't know anything about Nintendo or shareholders who ask them about their landscaping. But here's the real shareholder, someone who is like, hey, Nintendo, we miss these franchises. Give us new ones.
So I'm gonna have to spend 40 grand to ask him about Eternal Darkness.
That's a waste of money.
Yeah, exactly.
We also learned during the annual general meeting of shareholders that Nintendo has upped their security because, as you might know, Nintendo had what is referred to by fans as a giga leak. Pretty much one of the biggest, no, not pretty much, definitely the biggest leak of Nintendo information we have ever seen, where literally design documents, behind-the-scene information from Nintendo's start in gaming to now leaked. We're talking about stuff from the NES and the Game Boy all the way up to the Switch. All kinds of stuff. Abandoned projects, design sketches, design docs. It was insanity. Whoa. So a shareholder asked Nintendo about this, and the shareholder was like, there was speculation that the leak came from China because it was related to IQ branding, and Nintendo used to use IQ branding in China to sell their products. They don't really do that anymore. But the leaked documents referenced IQ, so people were thinking somehow a branch related to Nintendo in China is the one that was the source of the leaks. So a shareholder brought up the leaks and mentioned the China thing and talked about what are you going to do. And Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa, said, the PC and mobile games market in China is large, but dedicated game consoles are not so large. Together with Tencent, we want to continue to popularize them. We are working with experts on information leaks. We have also introduced information security management. So he didn't confirm that the leaks stemmed from China. And he's like, Chinese market isn't that big. I don't know if that's his way of saying it wasn't China, but they're taking the leak seriously and they've upped their security. Obviously, they're not sharing details or specifics on that, but
they're
yes,
taking the leak.
you can bet your ass Nintendo was very angry about that and have stepped it up in that regard. So don't expect any more giga leaks to come about. You got your one-time massive leak or dump.
Shadow leak.
Dumps. You can
Shadow
bet your
dump.
ass that there'll be no more dumps or leaks.
DD mega doo-doo.
Also in this meeting, we learned that Nintendo's raw material costs have gone cockamamie. They've gone crazy. So in 2019, Nintendo's raw material costs went considerably up because Nintendo released the Nintendo Switch Lite. Yeah, the Switch Lite.
It's the flavoring that they put on the cartridges, right?
That's
it's like
yeah, very
it comes
costly.
from, it's like the milk of some like crazy endangered animal.
The milk of Miyamoto's teeth. They spent a lot of money on raw materials because of the Switch Lite, and also because they redid the Switch, the base Switch, because of piracy. Pirates found a way to get into something and caused Nintendo to lose a bunch of money, so they put even more money into making a Switch that didn't have these issues. So they spent a lot of money then. Now here's the crazy part. In 2022, the fiscal year 2022, Nintendo spent more than double that amount. So people are like, from what? Which leads to speculation of, once again, the Switch Pro. Because if you're spending hardware level money on raw materials, there's got to be something massive going on. Doesn't mean a Switch Pro is true and coming out next year, but they're putting a ton of money towards something. More than double the revamp of the Switch and the release of the Switch Lite. I don't believe it's a sign of something. I don't know what, but it has to be hardware related or some. This is not an acquisition. This is an expenditure on raw materials. So the stuff used to make hardware. So
maybe they're making servers for the Wii Shop channel.
That's why it's taking so long. It costs so much money. So yeah, they're building something. I don't know what it is, but they're building something. D says hi, says they're working on something, but this is just inflation because of neoliberalism. Now, inflation, the cost of these raw materials certainly went up because these raw materials, God darn it, these raw materials, I need to slow down. These raw materials have become much more scarce in recent years. So cost has gone up, yes. But the cost of raw materials for creating this Switch lineup of hardware as it stands will not cause numbers to go up by more than double. There's something contributing to this that we don't know about yet. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. What is this? Oh, here you go. I'm here to break your heart. Anyone that plays Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle knows that Yoshi and Rabbid Yoshi were part of the team, but they will not be returning for the sequel. I'm so sorry. Christina Nava, she's the associate producer. That story was boring and dumb. So, are you a big fan of Yoshi and Rabbid Yoshi, Josh?
Thanks. Very cool.
Okay, they were a pretty cool duo. Now I lost it. It's your fault, Josh. Christina Nava, the associate producer of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, was asked about that. She said, quote, the duo needed a break after fighting in the last game, so they won't be returning for the sequel. So if you were a big fan of Yoshi or Rabbid Yoshi, I'm sorry.
Hollow words.
You're going to have to deal with playable Bowser and Rabbid Rosalina instead. And whoever else pops up in the game.
What do you think of that trade-off?
I love Yoshi, but I really love Rosalina. Am I going to like Rabbid Rosalina? I don't know. Bowser is playable. That's cool. I like Yoshi better.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Bowser's going to be playable good guy and at the end be like, and I'm still a good guy. So Yoshi. It's Yoshi. He's iconic. There was something else in here. Oh, yeah. They just said they're not telling you if Rosalina is going to be in it or not. Shillelagh says, I won't be expecting words of wisdom to utter from the... Oh, that's right. They mentioned that too. They also mentioned this is the first Rabbids game where the Rabbids will talk. They're not going to talk a lot. They're going to talk a couple of words of English here or there, but they are going to talk. That's what Shillelagh is referencing. He says, I won't be expecting words of wisdom to utter from Rabbids' mouths. Probably short lines similar to the Minion characters. Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
I mean, we've had the Minion conversation,
Oh, did
right?
the Minions speak in English sometimes?
I believe they say English words every once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those.
And
movies.
my suffering, kill me, things like that.
No, that's what the audience who watches the Minions says to say.
Well, I mean, with so many spin-offs, I don't think that's true.
The parents taking their kids.
There you go.
My suffering.
Nintendo has their first $1 billion mobile game. You probably like their first. Wasn't their first Pokemon Go? Sure, they're involved with that, but that's with Niantic and Pokemon Company as well. Nintendo themselves has their first billion-dollar mobile game, and it is Fire Emblem Heroes. Fire Emblem Heroes has officially crossed $1 billion in lifetime revenue, thanks to player spending around the world. This makes up a whopping 54% of Nintendo's total mobile revenue. The only other game that comes close is Mario Kart Tour, which is the second highest ranked in global spending, but that's only made $282 million so far. Barely a quarter of Fire Emblem Heroes.
Niantic is making a bunch of cuts too, right? I mean, completely.
Niantic cut 8% of their workforce and canceled 4 projects. A Transformers game, a something I don't remember, and 2 unannounced things. Niantic, it's tough because Pokemon Go still makes buku bucks for them, but they've tried with other big franchises to have a hit. Hasn't happened. They tried with Harry Potter. That hasn't happened there. They got an NBA game coming out.
Oh, that was the other thing I saw. Yeah,
I don't know.
They're going all in on that, I guess.
Yeah, it's their next one. They got their own game, Ingress. I don't know how that's doing. They have a new game. That's him, Ingress Elba. They have a new game coming out that's also some sort of creature game, but it's their own thing. It looks interesting. I like the idea of it, but who knows? But Pokemon Go's their money maker.
Pocket creatures.
That's what it's called. It can't be pocket.
What are we going to do about Pikmin Bloom?
Satchel creatures.
What if they take that out of here?
That's going to be Nintendo's call. Niantic's not going to. Nintendo will be like, all right, that's enough.
Is there a monetary side to that?
There is. I don't know who's doing it. Pikmin Bloom's player base is very small. It's in the millions, but compared to their other things, it's very small. So I don't know. I think we had an article at some point about what Pikmin Bloom did in revenue, but it's millions. But it compared to what else is coming out, it's not.
Costumes for your Pikmin?
Nectar and flower petals and radars for finding things. And I've never felt any need to buy any. If they sold skins.
Skins for what?
Pikmin. But they don't. They make it by you walking places,
because
which is
they're
better.
all they're color coded, so you get put a.
No, they wear little outfits.
They wear stuff, yeah.
What?
I was thinking.
Really?
I wasn't thinking skin color. I
They
was
wear
thinking
like bagels and fishing lures.
in the
Chef
game
hats
now,
and-
like when you walk by a supermarket, you get a Pikmin that wears a bottle cap on its head. Or now, if you go to mountains, you'll get a Pikmin that gets a necklace placard that says the name of the mountain on it and the date that you went there. So that's a really cool idea. But yeah, they're not selling. If they sold like Avatar stuff, like
if you send the
outfits
same,
I want to change the outfit for my Avatar, and they're so limited in what they have. I
No,
don't like
we're
any
getting
of
new
it.
shirts after this week.
Did they say that?
Yeah, for doing
yeah.
like a not a community day, but a walking.
Yeah.
if you send the same Pikmin to different mountains or like different long hikes, and that Pikmin comes back wearing a necklace, they just keep adding on the necklaces so that Pikmin just keeps getting like bogged down.
No, you only you get that Pikmin from the mountain. He'll come to you wearing the necklace. You don't send a Pikmin to the mountain. You got to find this one on the mountain. But when you send him back to do flowers or get presents, he won't come back with
Giant
them.
Reggie wants to know, if you go near Nicholas Mountain, do you get a special Pikmin?
Oh, you get something special.
Yeah.
He says yes. You heard him. Here's what's even crazier: Fire Emblem Heroes, accounting for as far as downloads goes, is only the 4th most downloaded mobile game. So it has a lot of, as they say in the mobile industry, whales. It's still got millions of players, but there are players spending millions of dollars. We don't have to. Oh yeah, we do. Here's the breakdown of games by download. Super Mario Run, 310 million downloads. Mario Kart Tour, 227 million downloads. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, 65 million downloads. And Fire Emblem Heroes has only 17.8 million downloads. But those players are spending bank on that game. And it launched in 2017. So there you go. Shows you the state of the mobile market, which boggles my mind to no end. Fire Emblem Heroes, free game, loaded to the gills with microtransactions. And people are like, give me them. Super Mario Run, one-time price of $10, never pay anything again. And people are like, no way in hell am I doing that.
Yeah, $10, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Who's got that kind of money?
I mean,
right.
if they made it so that every coin that you collected in the game charged you 1 cent or 5 cents or something, people would probably be like, "Oh yeah!" Like, I don't know, just like the game aspect of it, they'd love and not even consider the fact that they were spending money like crazy.
Yeah. The whole mobile thing could be a podcast in and of itself. Luth, this is a great name. Luth Lexer says, "This is why we can't have nice things. When you're Nintendo and you're planning your next game, are you going to make another Super Mario Run or another Fire Emblem Heroes? When the free-to-play model brings in over 11 times more money, potentially even for less initial effort, why wouldn't you go for the free-to-play? I hate that this model works." My friend, I couldn't have said it any better. The only thing I can say to you is I wouldn't worry about Nintendo just heading in that direction. I think Nintendo has pretty much said, we'll do mobile from here on out for unique experiments, and that's it. They had a big mobile push for a while, and they were like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give everybody a variety of games as far as money goes. You get Fire Emblem Heroes, very traditional monetization. Super Mario Run, one-time price. Everything else in between, a mix. And people are like, microtransactions all the way. So I guess that people that play on mobile, that is what they want. I don't know. I'm not knocking them to spend whatever money you want. That's fine. But it is very disappointing to see Nintendo try and come in and be like, one-time price, never pay again. And people are like, that's outrageous. We're not doing that. So they tried. They tried. North America, what do we get this week? Let me tell you. Almost My Floor. Beasties. Black Wolf. Can Androids Survive?
Black Wolf the Dragon Master?
Sure. Casual Gaming Bundle. Comic Coloring Book Complete Edition. Cuphead got its DLC. Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC. Dark Minute, Kira's Adventure. That looks really cool. It's a game that takes place in... It's like a platformer, but it takes place in dark caves, and you're only lit by like a headlamp, and it's got a pixel style. It looked really cool to me. Dino Tales. No idea what that is. Family Bundle. Fillet, Fillit, Fillit. Game Deck, which is getting excellent reviews. Cyber Noir detective game. Looks really cool.
Oh, okay.
Gliding Square. Ground Divers, which was surprise announced last month. Yeah. No, this month. Earlier this month. Gum Plus.
Got
any gum? Hourglass. Instant Sports All-Stars. Jet Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Another big one this month. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Is it Boy with an I?
Nope. Dang. My Universe Green Adventure. Farmer's Friends. The Nakana Bundle #1. This includes Soul Searching and A Night at the Races and Infinity. There's also Nakana Bundle #2. Mythic Ocean, Journey of the Broken Circle, and Cosmic Top Secret. Journey of the Broken Circle, I've heard excellent things about. That's the only one I recognize. Nakana Bundle #3. Equo, Lydia, and Still Stand. Now, Equo and Lydia, I've heard good things about, so maybe that's your best bundle. Nincat. Parasite Pack, 2 games in 1. Portal Companion Collection. Quintus and the Absent Truth. Let me look at this because I really want to... Yep. On brain.
Yes,
Let me prepare you for your next game. Quintus and the Absent Truth, starring a tiny mouse.
Wow.
Here he is.
So Quintus is the mouse, I'm guessing?
You have to play to find out. Quintus talks to some little like spirit, and it guides him on a journey.
Have you shown me this?
No, there was another mouse game I played that was awesome. It was like a medieval... What was that game, Nicky Hill? You know about it. It was a little... No, that's another great mouse game. It was a mouse, but it was in a medieval castle.
It was like kind of a stealth game or something?
Yes.
Was that the VR one?
No,
or is that the one?
That's mouse. Yeah.
There's so many mouse games.
It's mouse stealth action.
Epic Mickey.
That's it. Somebody in the chat. Oh, hello, Barry Bob. Hello, Tony de la Mancha. Hello, TK. Oh, I got to do a better job of getting in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Hello, Afternoobs. Hello, Dre Gamer. Hello, Tall Show. You guys are the best.
Ghost
Thank
of
you
a
so much.
Tail?
Ghost of a Tale. That sounds right.
I don't
Can I
know.
see it?
No.
Do you see it?
But wait, that one also has a ghost in it, or
Ghost of a Tale? No.
oh,
Not
okay.
that I Oh, you talked to some
But it's
spirit.
in the
That's
title.
one. That's the one. That's a great game. Hello, Tarsius. Great game. And that's on Switch. And that it's not a cloud
yeah.
version. Looks great. What am I doing here? Yeah, but
What?
Rabbids, Party of Legends,
Yeah, Bobby,
which has a demo. Rainbow Laser, Disco Dungeon.
Ooh.
Red, White, Yellow, Cruising.
If I end up in a dungeon, I hope it's a disco dungeon.
Salaryman, She.
Salaryman.
Celery?
Computer, load up Salaryman. Sign, S-I-N-E. Squish.
SQUISH.
Yep. Taco Tom 2.
Is he a turkey?
Well, now I gotta look. I'll finish this up and then I'll tell you. Timber Story and Yoru Kill. The Calumination games. Nope. The
Mm-hmm.
Calumnation. How is this a word that I'm just blanking on? Bottom.
Is it like culmination, like instead of culmination?
Yoru Kill.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's how it's written
I've
on
heard
the
really good
actual
things about
page.
it too. I just can't tell you the name. Shillelagh says Portal Companion Collection, though the games may be over a decade old, are great, and the price is nice too. That's the game of the week. There you go, Shillelagh's game of the week. Taco Tom 2 stars a taco, a squid,
and a Tom,
a penguin with a radio on his head, and a futuristic orb with giant eyebrows.
But which one is Tom?
Makes sense.
yeah, that's what I want
Taco
to know.
Tom
Oh, okay. Okay.
2. I don't know what this is.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Momray, can you hit us with that sweet? Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. Josh, can you take us to everybody's favorite part of the show?
The sweetest part.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Well, thank you, Josh. What came out in Europe this week of June 30th? Year of our Lord 2022. Beasties! That's both physical and digital. Birushana, Rising Flower of Genpei. Genpei? Genpei. That's also physical and digital. A couple of these are My Universe, Green Adventure, Farmer's Friends. Physical and digital. And Rabbids, Party of Legends. Physical and digital.
And demo.
Almost My Floor. Black Wolf. Can androids survive? The question that's been on the tips of everyone's tongues.
Yep. Not what they dream about. It's can they survive?
Corpse Factory.
Heard good things about that one too.
Those are the ones that didn't survive. Am I
Visual
right?
novel. Oh, very good.
Dark Minute, Kira's Adventure.
Dark Metamorphosis.
Did you say you heard good things about that?
I'm personally interested in that one. I haven't heard anything about it.
Raw Meat is interested in that one. Dino Tales. So, whole game about the tales of dinosaurs.
Dinotales.
They're long. They're spiky. They're Dino Tales.
You sold
Fill
me.
it. Fill it.
Fill it.
Fill it. Game deck. Gliding Square. I'm imagining that's like just like that like the puzzle that's in Zelda games where you move you can only push it. Right?
Man, do I hate those things in real life? Those little like
Yeah.
thing. Oh, no fun for
Well,
me.
Well, we won't talk about that then. Ground Divers. Holding your breath doesn't help here. He's swimming in solid ground.
It's like Mr. Driller. He needs air, whatever.
Yeah.
He needs
right.
air.
Air pockets, air bubble,
Air tank?
oxygen.
Air tank. Thank you. Why could I not think of that word? I was going to say air machine. Not a thing.
Hillbilly Doomsday. Hourglass. Itadaki Smash. Oh,
Mm.
Jet Boy. Oh, It's a different name in Europe.
Jet Boy Radio.
Jet Boy and the Randomizer of Doom.
That name's way better.
Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Scions? They don't make those no more, right?
No. Believe it or not.
Sayonara.
Oh, believe it or not, people didn't want to buy cars sold by giant hamsters.
Those were Kias.
Is that true?
I think so.
Oh,
And
believe it or
people love
not,
those Kia Souls.
people didn't want to buy. I don't know anything about science.
I mean, they look just like the Kias.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess.
Did you just do a real life George Lucas?
There were three different kinds. The A, B, and the C, I think. I don't know. Anyway,
What's
let's
coming
just
out,
move on.
Nicky?
My experience. I didn't mispronounce that one actually.
did
My
not.
experience,
What?
story
I
1.
don't believe
The
it.
curious case of the headless magnate. Nincat, Parasite Pack, Portal Companion Collection, Rainbow Laser Disco Dungeon, Real Car Driving Simulator, and Parking 2022 games.
Yep.
Because if you're going to be doing real driving, obviously you need to deal with the reality of parking.
Yeah, you gotta stop at some point.
Red, white, yellow cruising. Salary man. Oh my God, that's what you said. Salary man.
Salary man,
Like
yeah.
I make my
Like
salary.
in Japan.
Wow. Okay, I'm a salary man. She. Sign the game. Squish. Taco Tom 2. The Legacy. Prisoner. We've been waiting for this one. Have we? The Legend of Bumbo.
That's the
Willy
Binding
Bumbo.
of Isaac guy.
Oh, right.
His new game.
Vicky Spotter Around the World. Hatsune Miku Connecting Puzzle Tamagotchi.
Hatsune Miku, big deal. The most
Big
famous
deal.
Vocaloid around.
People are excited for this.
Hexseed, Jigsaw Masterpieces, Monster Hunter Rise. There's is it the game out or just new DLC? Or that is the DLC.
Monster Hunter Rise has Sunbreak DLC.
These are all DLC here. I screwed up. Prison Architect, Nintendo Switch Edition.
Yeah, I
Ever
forget
wanted
the
to
name of the
build-
new DLC in that, but yes, new
you ever wanted
DLC.
to build your own prison, and
That's what you do.
now's your chance.
No comment on this because I forgot to mark a top story until too late.
It's okay.
So sleepy. Miyamoto, yes. Thank you, Nicky Hill. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Man, there's a lot of top stories.
Very cool.
All right, well, we're definitely going to talk about this one. Yes, Ron Gilbert, creator of
Ronnie
Monkey
Gilbert.
Island and many other amazing point-and-click games, legacy titles, coming back for a Return to Monkey Island, which we now know will be the last installment of the Monkey Island franchise. Well, he's gotten so much harassment and crap over this game that he said he's no longer going to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Just going to put it out. He's been getting harassed for the visual style of the game.
Really?
And people have gone on Twitter to say horrible things to him and his blog to say horrible things to him and bash the game and tell him how he's ruining the franchise, the legacy of the franchise. The man who
his
made the
franchise.
franchise.
Mhm.
So he put up a new blog post on his blog and he said this: I'm shutting down comments. People are just being mean and I'm having to delete personal attacks. It's an amazing game and everyone on the team is very proud of it. Play it or don't play it, but don't ruin it for everyone else. I won't be posting any more about the game. The joy of sharing has been driven from me.
Ugh.
And that's it. That's the last post. Congratulations, you guys. And I don't mean you guys listening, but congratulations, gamers everywhere. You took a man who made one of the most endearing franchises in gaming and sucked the joy out of his life. Congratulations.
Sounds about right.
He's like, people love Monkey Island. I'll come back and do a new one. And people are like, no, not like this man who made the whole franchise.
You underestimate the power of the
I will
dark
say though,
side.
I think that Miyamoto tweeted to him and said,
Realistic graphics, please.
and
He said it
Miyamoto,
made- he said it
Miyamoto
made him
said,
cringe.
Miyamoto said, "Is this a Monkey Island game?"
No, he tweeted and he said it's not too late to go with realistic
Yeah.
graphics. I think is what he
Actually, I
said.
think he tweeted him and he said, I am not Guybrush Threepwood, but I do know him.
I do know him. I would love
And he
to
does
hear,
not look like this.
I would love to hear Miyamoto try to say Guybrush 3.
Yeah, I had a problem with it. Ninjinister says how absolutely inappropriate of them. Yeah.
So
Does it have a stylized look? Sure. I guess I'm a bad judge on games in general when it comes to graphics, but I like the visuals
have
in
you
this game.
seen the original Monkey Island game? It looks terrible.
I mean, I think people
the
wanted a
time, it looks
style
fine,
closer to that, or closer to Tales from Monkey Island, which are still very stylized, just, leaning more
no
towards
one
traditional.
complained when they re-released them and had that whole new art style you could play with, and it looked very similar to how
Here's
it's
the
shaping
thing.
up here.
Who the
look
hell
great.
plays Monkey Island
Yeah,
and
if-
complains about the
graphics,
graphics?
yes.
Who plays any point and click
This has
adventure
to be
game
a
for,
huge group of people who saw the game, had never intention of playing it, have probably never played any Monkey Island games, and they're like, this looks like garbage. Like, why?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't
to me.
play it.
I hope.
I don't care how bad you think anything looks for any reason. Don't do this to the creator of the game or anyone involved. You know what's so sad? There are a wave of articles this week that pointed out how there's been a massive wave of developers just this week coming out and asking gamers for basic human decency about games.
I'm fed up with this world.
Corey Barlog, or whatever his name is, I never remember if it's Balrog or Barlog, but Corey over at Studio Santa Monica for God of War went on Twitter and he's like, hey, can we have a modicum of dignity and decorum and peace and kindness, respect for everybody making video games? Like, what the hell's wrong with you people?
Just period in the world.
I mean, if you can't get it from gamers, you can't get it from anybody.
Wow.
We're the barometer for all of humanity.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, God.
Well, then we're
Yep.
really
As
in it.
Travis Touchdown would say, you're effed.
I hope this doesn't affect how he makes the game. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it has a psychological effect on him, but hopefully it doesn't change anything in his head about what he's going to do. And
I
choices
can't
he
imagine
makes.
it would, but it's certainly cast a. Think about it. You're part of not just him, but the whole team's working on a new installment in a legendary franchise, and now they have this giant dark cloud hanging over them, where the guy leading the project is out there sticking up for you, and also feels like crap because people are telling him the game looks terrible, and it's just like, well, hopefully we'll put this out and somebody will play it. Well, we know one person who'll play it.
Yeah, baby.
Elijah Wood.
It's true.
It's true. I sent it to
he's
do.
excited.
Elijah Wood is a huge fan, and he tweeted Ron Gilbert
not
about it and was
surprised,
like, I can't wait. But the game looks like crap, he said.
No, Elijah wouldn't say
He
that.
asked if
He's
the
always,
characters
he's
would
always
wear
a
wings.
gentleman online.
So here's the next. What is this? The next
It's the GoNintendo
something in a
podcast.
saga.
Installment?
The next installment in Nintendo's saga with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Let me set the scene. Nintendo says, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, special edition, baby. You want it? We're doing it. Physical special edition, you got to go on My Nintendo store to get it. Supplies are limited. People are like, all right, we'll do it. Except the people were really like, hell yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it as soon as they go live.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, Nintendo put the pre-orders live and people swarmed the site to the point of taking it offline.
Mm-hmm.
So many people wanted this special edition that they crashed the site. Nintendo site was down for the rest of the day. Nintendo came back the next day and were like, sorry guys, our fault. You guys really want this. We're going to come back in a couple of weeks. We'll run it back. They said you may be put in a queue this time because we want to stagger people, make sure that traffic doesn't crash the site. We're trying. This week, Nintendo's like, all right, everybody, tomorrow, here we go. Again, you might be in a queue. Pre-orders open. Queues happen. Site gets overloaded anyway. Nintendo, for the second time, underestimated the amount of response to this. And now it leads to the place we all probably are thinking it went to and wish it didn't. Scalpers managed to get some of these, and they put them up on auction sites, and they're looking for. So the price of this special edition is $90. Scalpers are selling it for $250 to $350. So here's what's most likely happen. I'm sure there were a couple scalpers that were targeting the game when it first went for sale. But then when scalpers noticed that people were going goo goo gaga over this, they were like, well, now's our time to get in on this. And when they open those pre-orders next time, we're going to be in there right away. So I imagine scalpers overwhelmed the system along with customers this time. And scalpers got in and out very quickly because of bots. And the regular Joe is the schmo, as they say. So is Nintendo going to do a third round? They haven't announced anything yet. So it's looking pretty grim. But hopefully, we have seen reports of people getting in there and getting one when they couldn't get one last time. So hopefully, if you tried to get one, you got yours. Shillelagh says that's what dirty scalpers do. They spot weakness and they look to exploit it. If there was enough supply, scalpers wouldn't be profiting. It's a mess in Europe as well. All you can do is register your interest in a special edition. Even if you do manage to order it, the Nintendo Switch Steelbook case, soft cover concept art book, and outer box packaging won't ship until months later. Some indefinite date in autumn. This is an important point to point out. I don't remember if it's the same for special edition goodies in North America. It might be where you buy the special edition, but you don't get all the goodies until later. But it's very important to point out you do get the game. You get the game on launch day, but you'll have to wait later to get the extra goodies. So it's a middle of the road. I think it's fine. Obviously, the best option would be get everything on launch day, but at least you don't have to wait to play the game. You get the game on launch day. There you go, everybody. I wish I had better news for you.
That's right. Be a
go-getty. We did that. I can do this very quickly. Genesis, the Switch Online Genesis collection got an update. 4 games this time around. And technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games. What do we get this week? Genesis fans now, Switch Online expansion pack members, or pass, whatever the hell it's called, now have access to the infinitely meme-worthy Zero Wing, creating one of the biggest, earliest internet memes ever. All your base art belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
Zero Wing is now available. Target Earth is available. The one of the best-looking and most impressive games on the Genesis, Comic Zone, was also added. Great game. Very difficult, though, but great game. And finally, a hard-to-find gem was added. Mega Man, The Wily Wars. Mega Man, Mega Man, The Wily Wars includes, Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, but remade for the Genesis.
The Wily Wars.
So you can get all that. That's all on Switch Online Genesis collection right now. Let's see how much people hate it. Shillelagh says, Mega Man, The Wily Wars. There's a joke in the title somewhere. Mega Woman, the fanny farts. That's what he says. There's the joke.
Are we talking like
Fanny?
The UK Fanny?
So I think he's been reading Wily as Willy for years.
Mega Man, the Willy Wars, and Mega Woman, the fanny farts.
Dr. Willy.
Yeah.
The Willy Bum Bum Wars.
Oh, now you're talking. All right, our final top story, everybody. We got a little guessing game. Top 20 Switch eShop titles, June 2022, in Japan. So this is Japan. This is Switch only.
Pokemon Arceus.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm doing a slower crawl now. No, I don't see it here. Arceus, because they like physical over there. That's a great guess.
What's the list we're trying to...
Japan, Switch only, eShop.
Okay. Cat Cafe.
June 2022. No.
Mario Kart 8. Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 11.
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing is number 12.
Ooh.
Metroid Dread.
Hell, no chance in hell. No. I'm sorry.
Splatoon.
Splatoon, good guess, but no.
Minecraft,
number 17.
Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge, number 14.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, is that your final
I
guess?
mean Switch Sports.
Nintendo Switch Sports, number 3. Now we're getting somewhere.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Now we're getting somewhere. Kirby in the Forgotten Land, number 16. It's on there.
We're getting somewhere on the...
That Pac-Man compilation game.
No. I'll take one more right answer.
For the week or the month? What are we talking
Month
about?
of June 2022 in Japan. eShop only. Switch only.
No.
One more.
Monster Hunter something.
Monster Hunter Rise is number 1.
Wow.
Great
nice.
job, Nicky Hill. People were buying it in June to prepare for the June 30th DLC.
Not gonna lie, I'm sweating a little.
People like that game.
Very good job. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is number 2. Nintendo Switch Sports number 3. Dragon's Dogma number 4. Yes, you heard me right.
Weird.
Dragon's Dogma. Well, we just celebrated a 10-year anniversary.
Oh, of course.
Number 5, Mario Strikers Battle League. Number 6, Stardew Valley. Number 7, FIFA 2022. I guess they're fans of soccer in Japan. Number 8, Among Us. Number 9, Overcooked 2. And number 10, Terraria.
Humongous Among Us.
And then you can read the top 20 if you want. Coming in at number 20.
There's Hummus.
Demon Slayer, just in case you wanted to know. What else? You know what? I'm just going to read the ones you missed. You missed Human Fall Flat at 13. You missed Unravel 2 at 15. Pretty good. You missed Breath of the Wild at 18. Very impressive
Why
for
is
Japan.
Unravel 2?
Must be a sale or
I
something.
think it was on sale.
Number 19, Smash Brothers, and number 20, Demon Slayer. There you go, everybody. That's your top stories of the week. Like I said, it was a busy one. Now, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
I would like to say a very big thank you. I received a package yesterday.
Give me just one.
I'll give you my favorite one. In my package were some gifts, and they were pins. They are pins of Twin Peaks characters. So Ramite's holding up Log Lady, but there was also the Man from Another Place and Agent Cooper.
It's a good one.
Yeah. And there's also a beautiful fish in a percolator.
Oh,
nice.
Gorgeous.
Did you say who they're from?
And I said to Ramit, there's no note, there's no nothing, but they were
No pen, no sign.
They were to Mom Brain. And I said, do you know anything about these? And he said, yes, they were a gift from KrazyKernal.
That's
Aw,
correct.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, we talked beforehand. It was an approved package sent. So
Now we know what the drawing's going to be. Something related to Mom Brain.
oh man, I don't know if he's going to make it 2 hours into the show. Now you just caused him to throw away what he was doing.
So thank you
I
very
think-
much, KrazyKernal.
I think the plan was like, I'm going to send these and I'm going to draw this picture now. So I have my whole
Yeah,
weekend
right.
for myself.
There you go. All right, let's
They're
talk about what we played. Kirby, what have you been playing?
I played a little more of Shantae and the Seven Sirens. That's it. Don't really have much to add.
Nicky Hill?
Solitaire.
We saw you
And,
playing Solitaire.
And I finished Grease, and I then went back in with like a walkthrough to try to get through like those different stages of grief that you can unlock in there. And then, but I didn't unlock everything, but I have a bunch of the stuff kind of marked, all the achievements. And then I also started, but I have not gone back to A Night in the Woods.
Started for the first time?
Yeah.
Wow. What a great week to do it, too. There was a big story about it. I even showed Mom Brain the story because it was really cool. There's a soccer game where they had a pride display, and they had two banners that had pride messages on them, but they had a massive poster of one of the characters from A Night in the Woods. I won't spoil anything for you, but there's definitely some LGBTQ plus stuff in that game.
Oh.
It's really cool to see that.
Well, it's also like a fall game though, so I don't know if I should shelve it for right now and go back to it. You know? But
There's I get what you're saying.
I'm just having a hard time. I don't know. I'm not sleeping well, so I was
Thank you
going
so
through
much.
that game, and I was telling Du that like I kind of was fading. I was like kind of dozing off here and there. And it's not about the game. It's just about the hate the player, not the game.
I would never hate you.
But I also can't play
Not yet.
guitar, so I had a hard time with that.
Not yet.
But,
Beep, beanie, beep, beanie,
That's it. That's all I think I have played.
I practiced every single time I woke up in that game.
So did I.
I picked up and practiced.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you play any of those songs in real life? You can play guitar.
I don't practice.
Probably
anything.
not. I bet you Kirby could.
Kirby can do anything.
Oh, I would have to. Yeah, I mean, I would have to play the game.
Beep,
first
beep.
to-
Well,
you guys
it's
know
a
what
great
Tom
game.
York says.
Anyone can
Anyone
play
can
guitar.
play guitar. That's right.
They won't be a nothing anymore.
Dude, what are you up to? What have you been playing?
I've had a busy week. I've had a busy video game week.
like
So
it.
I'll start it off with just a little bit of Do Michael's Luck. So everyone knows that my situation with the Wii digital games and all of that stuff. So this week I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll break out my Xbox 360 and I'll play Splinter Cell Conviction. I don't know why I wanted to, but I did. So I break it out, set it all up, pop in the disc, and the disc drive on my Xbox 360, which hasn't been used in 10 years, doesn't work. The tray will open and close, but it can't read the discs anymore. So it was just so funny that I couldn't play my digital games, and then I was like, well, at least my 360 has all these hard copy games, and then that won't play either.
The physical
so
media betrayed you too.
yeah, exactly. I had to laugh. It was fun. It was funny in a sad way. So now I'm looking online. There you can buy a 360 for under $100,
Oh,
and
sure.
a lot of times they don't have the hard drive or the plugs for them, but I've got all that stuff. So I've been thinking about pulling the trigger on something like that, just because I was years from now I might want to play one of these games, and the 360 is just going to be more expensive then.
Wait, what Xbox do you have?
An Xbox 360.
No, what's your new Xbox?
An Xbox Series S. Yeah, I know. I looked that up too because the X plays game, and I specifically got the S because I was like, who needs a disc drive these days? And it's just all so funny. Again, you have to laugh or you'll cry.
The perfect storm.
So who knows? I might buy one, a used one online, but you never know what you're getting. And this one was fine and it worked fine 12 years ago, and it didn't get moved around in the box. So it's what's a guarantee I'm going to buy an old one and it's going to work, down the road.
Hey, I
So-
went through 6 of them and I treated them all like gold.
Well,
so.
yeah, that was the funny thing about you is you had such trouble with them, and this was my original one that I never had any problems with. And yeah, like I said, it can open the tray and take the disc, but it doesn't want to read it.
Maybe
So
there's an easy fix. Oh.
this one's for Marcelo. I saw Rainbow Six Vegas in there, and I was like, oh man, the times we had playing those. So anyways, I had to move on, and I booted up the Games Pass, and I downloaded a couple of games. I downloaded Mirror's Edge for the umpteenth time, and I played through about half of that, and it's a lot of fun. I've started drinking coffee pretty heavily, not heavily, but just daily. And for some reason, Mirror's Edge and coffee really does it for me. So that's been bringing back some good memories. I played, it's funny because you talked about it this week, Dead Cells. I finally played.
You never played that before?
Never played it. I know you and Kirby have played it, but
I actually haven't played
Oh,
it.
I have.
You played it, and did Lube play it? Or was it?
I think you might be right. Yeah,
maybe that was it.
You
then.
might be right. I played
I definitely
early
did.
access. I got in as soon as the game hit early
I
access.
knew nothing about it, and I just I'd heard of it, and I'd heard you guys liked it or whatever. So it was there, and I downloaded it, and I started playing it, and I was like, wow, this is really, really awesome. It's like a
procedural Castlevania.
It's like a Metroidvania, and then I died, and then it was the procedural thing, and I was like, oh, it's one of these games, which is not necessarily bad, but it's no Hades, let's just put it that way. And Enter the Gungeon is fun for only so long. So I played it for maybe 2 days, and I was enjoying it, but I don't know, I wish it was more of just a regular Metroidvania.
Well, you're in luck because they literally just put out a quality of life update. And I believe some of it adds that stuff,
Really?
you won't lose things upon death and all that.
Well, that's cool. But here's me being a jerk. That's kind of the point of those games, is to lose those items. But
Oh,
yeah,
I can't help you, sir.
But yeah, there's I was having a lot of fun with it, actually. Thought it was good. I have what I've diagnosed myself with is called long man hands, and I have trouble with that Xbox controller, because in Dead Cells you press down to crouch, and my my character was crouching all the time. You can't play with the D-pad. You have to play with the joystick. And I usually prefer to play with the D-pad with a game of those graphics. So I had to play with the joystick. And I guess the way that my long man hands hold the controller, I think I'm pressing to the right to move forward, and he's just crouching. So I had to like try to remaneuver my fingers, but
you gotta get
they're just
that
too long.
Xbox adaptive controller where you can like slot in different pieces and parts so that it works best for you.
That's a real
It's
thing?
a real thing, yeah.
And that's not that hardcore controller with the
no.
triggers underneath that, like,
No, the
freaks go
adaptive
nuts
controller
for.
has like you can get anything. Like it had like you could get like a giant block that's just one big button for something if you wanted. You literally build the controller you want.
Well, I don't think I'll be doing that, but that's cool. That is an option.
We won't be doing that.
I didn't play any more of the Wii Fit Adventure. What's it called? Ring Fit Adventure. Because my knees hurt. I don't know if I was doing the crouching
squats, man.
Yeah, those squats. I don't know if I was doing them incorrectly or if
Gotta use your butt.
yeah, like my knees were hurting so bad that I was like, this isn't like workout pain. This is like doing it wrong pain. So I took the week off from that game. Hopefully I can get back into it. But
well, you could still use it for like
knees.
just upper body stuff too. You can do like the resistance training and all
that.
that.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep.
Then your arms will
keep
hurt.
it going. That's fine.
Did you do
At
it
least
barefoot?
no, I wear the sneakers. But yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't want to say it was the running in place because it would hurt when I would do those squats, especially. But yeah, I don't know. But I did download the Portal Companion Collection. I know I said I was going to stick to just hard copy games from now on, but I'm going to make exceptions here and there. And this was one of those exceptions. I bought a micro SD card. Big one for the Switch, so I downloaded all the stuff that I have onto that, and hopefully in the future that will kind of give me a little time to enjoy some of these games moving forward. But I played through Portal 1, and I've beaten both these games before back in the day, but it'd been a long time. I played through Portal 1 in a few hours, and it was great, just as great as I
Portal
remember.
1's quick.
And I mean, I kind of look at them as one game, really. You know, like I went right into Portal 2, and it like picks up where the other one kind of left off, and it's still great. And I remember the gameplay being extremely addictive and fun, but I forgot how funny the story is and how great GLaDOS and Stephen Merchant are.
Yeah.
They're so great. There's not one like slow part or dumb joke. It's like all very clever and still really funny and engaging and entertaining.
Yeah,
and
it's good.
I love it. I'm pretty close to the end of Portal 2. I've been playing that one on and off for a couple of days. But I'm like right at the end if I remember correctly. But I would go back and play them again because it's fun, and like the sense of satisfaction that you get when you figure out some of those puzzles is just really great. And that's what like addicts you to it. You'd get in the next elevator and you do the next one. Like,
yeah, it does a very good job of having puzzles that have a great flow and come together organically. Like you don't really you're always moving around and looking at stuff and like figuring things out. And you get to your moment where it clicks and you're like, oh yeah. And then like you said, you feel great.
And the good thing is that it's been so long.
Forgotten all the puzzles.
Yeah.
I've forgotten everything, all those puzzles. So it's great. In fact, I remember it. I don't know. I remember it being longer or being like, I remember there being more, you know, like falling down and then jumping through but there's a good amount of that stuff. It's just in my mind since that was so fun. And like at the time, groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I think I just remember it being a little bit meatier in that aspect, but I don't know. I'm just devouring it, so maybe I'm just going fast through it. But love it still after all these years. I try to get a buddy of ours to buy it and play it, who's like not really into Switch or games, but he has a Switch.
Yeah, he bought a Switch,
and he's resisting. But
I bought a Switch. Don't tell me what games to play.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about games.
But that's neither here nor there. So I had, ups and downs as far as the gaming goes this week, but I'm just glad to be playing something and kind of get myself back in the swing.
that new TV.
Yeah, the TV's great. It works now too. I know I called you yesterday morning because it was having some issues, but it works. I went online and I ordered. This is how stupid I am. Like I ordered an HDMI 2.1 cable because I didn't know that there were different HDMIs.
Yeah, it
so
can cause handshake
you go.
issues between TVs and systems. Definitely.
So silly that I'll spend all this money on a TV or a PlayStation 5 or a whatever and have no clue that you need this cable to do something
that's
nice
why
with it.
I'm excited to get over there and see what your PlayStation 5 and Xbox are really running on. I want to see how you have them set up.
Well, the PlayStation and the Xbox came with the updated HDMI cables.
Yes.
And those are the ones that I'm using. I had to double check. But my Apple TV 4K that I got, of course, Apple's not going to give you anything for free. So I was just using one of my 8 million HDMI cables, but in classic Apple fashion, I know it's not Apple's fault this time. Usually it is, but in classic Apple fashion, I need to buy an extra accessory for this.
Yeah,
because they switched the plug.
Well, wasn't that the PS4 too? You get the whole system, and it's just the only thing not in the box is a plug to connect it to the television.
I want to say it was the PS3. I mean, it was something. I'm pretty sure it was a PS3 where it didn't come with an HDMI. It came with an old school RCA.
Or maybe the Xbox 360 even, because it was something that I had, I think. And I didn't have a PS3. But yeah.
Well, the 360, because I've been looking online for used 360s, I forgot that there was a pre-HDMI version. So sometimes I'll come across one that's real cheap and I'll be like, ooh, and then they have pictures of the back and it's just that AC adapter, big thing.
TKO says, I feel your pain due achy bones and long man hands. There you go.
Yeah.
Brother in long arms.
It's yeah. Exactly. The bigger dogs don't last as long.
That's what I said.
Longer men don't last as long. But yeah, so thanks for listening. It's fun to be playing video games again.
Mom Brain, you ask me so we can keep you for last.
Ooh. Rami, what'd you play this week?
Thank you, Mom Brain. I don't know. I played Fortnite.
George, was that George?
I played a little Fortnite. There was a lot on the line. George, I played Fortnite as well. I think that's all I played because it was an extremely busy week because of the Direct and other reasons. So I didn't play anything but Fortnite. I meant to tell you this. I didn't tell you this earlier. I forgot. I meant to tell you this. I know as much as you don't talk about it, you're a very otherworldly, great beyond person. Not, I was going to say spiritual, but that sounds religious. You're just well,
you can be spiritual
in
without
the,
being religious.
you know what I'm saying.
I'm a witch.
Yes, you're a witch.
Oh, nice.
I like to think, Manch sat in that room while I was playing Fortnite all the time. He would sit in the chair and watch me. I like to think he was watching me last night because I've played a lot of Fortnite. Last night was the first time ever in Fortnite where I never lost a game.
Oh,
every
baby.
single game I played, I won.
He was out there.
He was watching. He was biting everybody else in their ankles and giving me the win. Anastasia Beaverhazen says, longer men don't last as long.
And also, I'll keep that in mind next time I'm on Tinder.
There you go. Longer men don't last as long. Yeah, I think it's just Fortnite for me. Mom Brain.
Yes.
Last week I said you were playing something, but I told the people I would not tell them what you're playing because I would leave it to you. Mom
Anybody
Brain.
Anybody have guesses?
No country for long men, says Tarsius. Anybody in the chat have guesses because people here know. But
I actually played a little bit this morning. When
any
I woke up
guesses as to what Mom
sleep.
Brain is playing? Don't say anything. You saw
that's
it.
right. Yeah, sorry.
You saw it. Chat has to catch up. There are guesses coming in. I see people typing. Hello, side shot. Good to see you. No hints yet. People are
I'm not
typing
giving any
guesses.
hints.
There's guesses coming in. I see them. The internet Live is live for us, but the internet is not live for them. It's almost live.
I've been enjoying what I've been playing a great deal.
Don't get into it. Malakayla says Undertale. No, good guess. Side chat says bye, everybody. I've got to go outside and get some work done. Goodbye, Side chat. Thanks for hanging out. I'll let one more guest come in. Penny and Flo says
yes,
PK.
You wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong.
All right, Mom. Yeah, here they come. It's up to you. You want to let another guest come in?
Yeah, let's let one more.
It's taking a long time for these people are taking a long time to type. I'm afraid they might not be guessing.
Okay.
Kirby says Tony DeLamancha. Good guess.
But no. Okay. I have been playing Earthbound.
Woo, for the first time ever. So Undertale was closer than they thought.
I am presently. I mean, I can talk about right. I mean, nobody.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
pass the statute of limitations on spoilers on for that.
Retsuza guessed there's Earthbound, I think. Just a late guess.
So I have made it to Threed, and Saturn. Is it Saturn Valley?
Saturn Valley.
Yeah, I made it to Saturn Valley, which so good.
Mom brain's kind of place.
So great.
They drink coffee.
And then you have
They're a bunch
of
weirdos.
That was actually very like profound.
I know.
That whole little situation.
I love that moment.
Yeah, it was a really like beautiful moment. I've been greatly enjoying it. I had some help from my friends on the sidelines the other night when I was playing.
That was a real team effort, and that was fun.
Yeah,
everybody was in it. We were offering our, I don't want to say expertise, our input, and things worked out for you.
Yeah, things definitely worked out thanks to you guys.
But you've been going on your own pretty much. Like I'm watching, but I'm not really saying much. You're doing a great job, and you're not an RPG person. This will be your first RPG.
Oh, cool.
I mean, Zelda's. I mean, I remember
really
when
RPG.
I tried to play Vagrant Story back in the day.
I do, and you were like, I have to target their limbs. I don't understand. I remember.
Yep.
Yes.
You might not remember, but Mom Brain did play another RPG a while ago.
Clearly, I don't.
Yeah. You probably don't remember because you just only remember who you beat the game with, and that was just by yourself.
That's not an RPG.
Oh, got
What about Viva Pinata?
I should have said no.
It's turn-based.
No, is there battling in Viva Pinata?
It's not turn-based.
It's not turn-based. It's real time.
Well,
at least you got that zing in there.
Well, in any event, I really enjoyed it. I've named my characters Flink. And then there's Milan, and then there's Wiz, and I don't remember.
Have you gotten the fourth character yet?
No, I don't remember what I named my fourth character. Here's something really interesting. I named mine Malin, and Deux had
Linda.
Yep, and my favorite food is M-loaf, and Deux was
Beef S.
Yeah. So
and there was another one.
There was something else that.
Yeah.
Raw Meat was like, this happened to Do too. And I was like, are we the same?
She looked at me and she said, are we the same person?
Earthbound person?
The Tessie thing, right? Was it?
Yes. She loved Tessie.
That's it. I saw Tessie and I was like, why don't I have this on a shirt?
Came out of the water and she was like,
it's the greatest part in the whole game.
Yeah.
But she didn't know she was going to ride it afterwards. So it was a double whammy. She was like,
hilarious.
This is amazing.
I love Tessie.
Tessie's so simple.
Oh, yeah. Because she literally said, I need this as a tattoo. And I was like,
no, did I say tattoo or t-shirt?
Or t-shirt. Yes, I'm sorry. And I was like, dude, had the same sentiment.
And so this morning at whatever time it was that I woke up and like couldn't get myself back to sleep, I played a little Earthbound, and then I went on Etsy to see if I could find a t-shirt with Tessie on it.
Tessie shirts, yeah. So she just finished up at the first hot spring.
And then made
where
it back to
you see the long
Threed.
text scroll about your first leg of your journey.
Oh, and then I got my soundstone.
She got her soundstone there and came back out and made it back to Threed.
And you've already done.
Isn't it
Threed?
You've already done the Runaway 5 part.
Yes.
They took you to the next town.
She's going to be going next to the desert between four sides.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's where things get even cooler. Heats up.
She saw some stuff that you didn't see, which I was upset you didn't see. She saw the Manny statue early on, the golden statue, like on the that guy's got the shack up by the meteorite crash. And she went back up there to see it because this guy, some weirdo's like, hey, I got something to show you.
He's like, hey, when you're done looking at this, come to my house. And you go down into, he's got like a hole in his house, and you climb down into the hole.
It's like you go down a
You
long
wanna see it
hallway,
take
and
blood.
and he's like, he's just like, you can look at this, but
Yeah.
he's a real weirdo.
Yeah. So far, I've had a blast playing.
You've had like, I would say, hardly any trouble with the battling. Like, I know you're not an RPG person. There are a couple of hiccups, but you're doing great.
You know what? I'm super focused. I'm
I'll take the
very
focus.
focused on offense. I haven't really gotten into the whole like defense.
I think
piece
that's
yet.
how we all usually play.
Yeah, I didn't do any defense stuff till like the very, very end.
until you got somebody like Wiz who like,
Has
if you're
no
out of
PP.
bombs or anything
Wiz
and you
ain't
don't
got
have
no
any
PP.
PP, you might defend with him for a couple rounds.
Well, and
or like
I would like to try it.
Malin,
while,
who when she's out of PP is pretty useless too.
I would like to try it though while I don't like need it. Maybe just get the hang of like what kind of works. I still feel like there's a good amount of like trial and error.
There were defense things that I did later in the game where I was like, I should have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah. So I enjoy the way the game sounds, the way it looks. I really love the way the game makes me feel. I can't quite put my finger on
got
it.
a
There's like a
feeling.
nostalgic piece to it, but also like very cozy.
It's the like setting and the relationships and the adventure itself. I know exactly what you mean. I knew you would get that same feeling.
Yeah, there's just something about it that I find entirely delightful.
Fuzzy pickles.
Well, yeah, fuzzy pickles, but so and I think that it's so much more accessible to me that I can do the traditional save.
Yeah.
She has taken up Deux' traditional save approach. So she's playing on the Switch. So she's using, whatever you call them, save states. They're not called save states, but same thing as a traditional save. So
Yeah. So if you're
she hasn't done it in a battle or anything. It's just after many battles.
or like when I've, I just like bought a whole bunch of new stuff and equipped it. I'm like, I better save because I don't want to have to do this all over again.
Yep.
So I would recommend that if you're somebody who like, aligns with me on the media that I talk about, or, like my personal preferences.
It's right in that Twin Peaks vibe.
Yeah, but if that's kind of where, you find yourself being like, yeah, I liked that too. I would highly recommend playing Earthbound because I think you'll absolutely adore it.
Well, like I said, you finished your first leg of the journey. So you got a considerable amount to go, but
which makes me happy.
You're not in the beginning anymore.
Yeah.
You've made it past like that opening segment of the game until you get Malin, until you get Polly. That's tough. That's
And you
one
don't
of the
say it
toughest
really
part of the
that
games.
way.
Huh?
You don't really say Malin. What do you say?
Malin!
Malin!
That section, everybody, even players who have played the game a bazillion times and are huge fans, they all agree the opening section of the game is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult. So there's a couple sections where I had trouble, Deux had trouble, and you have had trouble in some of them. Remember that one passage between it's after the hot spring where there's all those mushrooms in that cave. She got hit hard there
And
too.
they just get you with their like stuff that like affects you, and then Flink starts to feel funky, and it's over.
Yeah, and then you could die in like 2 seconds. Like you can be full health, full PP, die in 2 seconds, and then restart it, do it again, and like there'll be no mushrooms in it. And it's like, where were these no mushrooms last time I walked through this
That's what I kept
cave?
telling her. I was like, don't be afraid to reset a cave. Like if you walk in and there's 6 things running at you, it's like leave and come
Which
back.
I wish, just think about how great that would be in real life. If you could walk into a place and be like, nope, and then walk out and come back in again.
Yeah.
It's object permanence. You leave and you come back, it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mom Brain. Congratulations.
I'm really glad that you guys encouraged me.
There
inspired me to play.
Very few games where I will sit and watch them. I like watching people play games all the time, but there's something just extra magical about Earthbound, watching somebody play that again. I love that. I think about that so often. I could honestly tear up about it. That was just excellent.
It is wonderful. And I just like for games from that era it's not easy for me to go back and like if you told me like, oh, play this Final Fantasy game that you've never played on the Super Nintendo or something, I'd have a really tough time with it. But something about Earthbound is it's not, it's like, yeah, some of the stakes are high, but there's a whimsy to it as well, and like the characters are funny, and like the music is just great throughout.
It's a grounded,
like his just regular like belching.
It's a grounded and fantastical adventure at the same time. So it's like a small town thing about a big time adventure. So I don't know. Yeah, I it's that vibe. It's got a really cool vibe. Congratulations on that. Congratulations, Deux, on getting back in the games. Congratulations, Nicky Hill, on jumping into Night in the Woods for the first time. Kirby, I wish you well in your future Shantae adventure.
Thank you.
All right, let's do questions. Questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or whatever the hell you want.
Side shot just said in the chat, Mom Brain just inspired me to play Earthbound for the first time on the SNES Classic tonight, and also come back to the Discord to rate this message.
Yeah. Nice. Well, remember, I hope you heard me say the beginning is very difficult. Stick with it, and it's your first time. Use the hell out of that traditional save. Use it to your advantage.
The beginning was so difficult, it made me want to stop playing.
Remember, no, I won't say anything. Tell us next week. Come back next week and let us know how it's going. Question from Willis again.
Ooh.
I'm cleaning out old questions from the old inbox.
What's he talking about this time?
In a recent episode, so this isn't recent.
Sorry, I just got that.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
In a recent episode, so this is over a year ago, you referenced Tiger Woods losing his game licensing privileges as a result of his philandering.
The game licensing privileges are gone.
My question for you is this: do you think Tiger Woods has any golf-themed intercourse moves?
Oh no.
If you're worried,
definitely.
Discussion of this would be too graphic for the podcast. I am not.
Trap,
I would be happy for you guys to instead act some moves out on live feed. We are not ashamed to talk about this. Yeah, hole in one is obvious. Hole in one or two as a reference to Price is Right, but also works sexually. Sand trap, certainly.
What else?
Night putting. It's putting at night with the 15-year-old daughter of the dean. Caddyshack. No one's seen Caddyshack.
It's been a while.
I mean, I could just say stroke play. That works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or
balls.
Mowing the green. I don't know.
Showing green, yeah.
There you go.
The caddy.
The Caddyshack. Caddy whack.
The caddy whack.
Golf. There's birdie. That's not sexual. There's eagle. That's definitely sexual. There's bogey. That's not sexual.
Double bogey.
That's definitely sexual.
Definitely.
Oh, gave her the double bogey.
Sexual.
What else is there?
TKO says putter.
A putter. Long hard drive.
Ball in the rough, says Bean.
The rough. Yes, the
525.
rough.
Yes.
How do we not do rough?
Oh,
Some
yeah,
of that
wood.
rough stuff. Wood. Yeah.
Wood. Under par.
De La Mancha said, is there a wood iron?
The short stroke.
What is the grip called? There's a grip. There's a special grip.
Western grip.
Do you use
The
the
Western
something grip?
Western
I
grip.
think they call it the reach around.
St. Andrews green.
Definitely.
Give her the
sexual.
St. Andrews.
Yeah. I feel like we just need one more. There you go. After Noobs has got it, the perfect one to end on. Choke up on it.
Very
Full
good.
washing, says Island. Those are great. Man, I never realized how sexual golf is. Yeah, Tiger Woods is definitely using all those.
The Goonga Galunga.
Thank you for the question, Willis. We have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you could join our wonderful Patreon
For $1.
for $1? Thank you, Billy. Game Freak 613 says, here's a question. Would you rather only eat at your favorite restaurant when you wanted to eat out, take out or dine in, so you can order from home, for the next 10 years, or only be able to eat at your favorite restaurant once for the next 10 years? It has to be first, and after that, it needs to be a different restaurant takeout place, and none of them will live up to or surpass your favorite, but some might get close.
Wait, what do we get for that? We just don't get bored
you
of our
either
favorite place.
Only get your favorite and you can't go anywhere else, or you can only get your favorite once.
And then variety. I'm favorite all the way. No, it's not a hard question for me
especially because he's saying, or they're saying that if we do the variety, it'll never live up. Like you're never gonna find a good.
None of them will live up to or surpass your favorite, but they might get
some
close.
might get close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Not
That's
really.
I was just
Like
thinking
that's
that
why I'm
too.
saying it's easier for me because I am as we've proven on the show,
Pepperoni roll
super
man.
taster. I would go to Pizza Hut all the time. Give me pizza. Breadsticks. That's all I need from there.
See, I couldn't do that
Yeah,
because
That
I would
just
die
ruins-
for one.
That just ruins our.
I'm
plans of,
ignoring that
like,
part.
Going out as a group because like
Just don't let me pick.
If-
What do you mean? I go out to places now and don't eat. It'd be the same.
I don't know if you can do that. You can only go to your favorite place.
You would only be able to eat at.
Okay.
So I can still go. I just can't eat.
People
need to eat.
So yeah, Pizza Hut.
I mean, I would probably go with the more variety one because I don't have a favorite restaurant that I'd be like.
You gotta have
I'm
a
with
favorite.
you. I'm with
I mean,
you.
there's plenty of places
But
I like.
at some point, when you're like,
Yeah, that's
let's
the thing.
say
I'd
you
like
would
you
only
to
be
get
able to go to
places that
Taco
already
Bell
have a
once,
variety.
then maybe.
I mean, but I could get tacos. I mean, I do love
Well,
Taco Bell,
that's-
but not
that's
enough
the
to commit
question.
only to Taco Bell.
Every place has to be different, right? I mean, that's a lot. There's not that much variety for 10 years.
Yeah, and I love Taco Bell too.
Has
but
to
it's
be
like,
a different
I might get
place,
to a
yes.
point where I'm
Cooking
like,
at home.
maybe I should eat like an authentic taco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
get difficult. So
I like
yeah,
to try
eventually,
new places, though. I mean, I do.
that's it. Is variety the spice of life, or is the spice of life in your favorite place?
I mean, with the variety, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess first things first, you need to
Right.
really figure out what would be closest to your favorite restaurant. So if you can think of that, then you would have to consider, do I want to eat that for the rest of my
It's
life?
gonna be hard.
Yeah,
to
like you
top
can still
Olive
eat
Garden.
food at home, by the way. This is just talking about takeout or
I
go
think-
sit in.
For me, it comes down more to like type of food, right? Like I wouldn't say there's like one restaurant, but like if you said you have to pick between like ice cream or
Ice
cake,
cream.
I would pick ice cream. If you had to
Retsuza
pick-
wants variety.
That's
Highland
hard.
Tom says, give me the favorite. Afternoon says, we have pizza right now. Oh my God.
and After Noob says, and I
Oh
just
my
love that
God.
trash pizza.
It's
I,
trash.
I'm
Don't get me
telling
wrong.
you.
I am under no, what's the word?
You don't have any delusions about.
I have
fact that
no
Pizza Hut is-
delusion that Pizza Hut is good pizza. It is trash pizza.
Okay.
But whatever they do to it, I love it. And their breadsticks too, and the pizzone. Yeah, don't like if somebody's like, "What's your favorite pizza?" I would be like, "Well, pizza," but I know that's not real pizza, and then I'd say something else. But I love it, man. Man, do I love it! I want it now. Let's eat it.
I love
today.
it. Stuffed crust.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's been a
either
while since I had a
Oh,
stuffed
God,
crust.
give it to me.
I guess either way
Yeah.
kind of helps me because I don't like, trying to like weed through options. So if I'm always going to go to something different, then I don't have to really like hem and haw over it. It's like, I'll just eat here. And then tomorrow, if I'm going to get something, I'll eat somewhere else. But the hard thing for me, I think, is that like all of the mediocre options that I already enjoy, I can only go to once in the next 10 years. And every once in a while I'm driving around, I'm like, oh, I'd rather just go to this place.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah. What are you guys talking about?
I'm trying to do it without you noticing. Music.
Well,
You should set up for music.
You're
I
going to have to
am
try
set up
harder
for
than.
Okay.
Like it's plugged in.
What was that thing I did where she knew during the podcast?
Oh yeah,
You
were doing some
translated
weird
for
hand
me?
signal.
Walk into the kitchen to get
Put
water
it
or
in the
something.
fridge.
Put it in the
Yeah.
fridge, yeah.
Lucky we got sodas in the fridge.
Giant Reggie says stuffed crust is God tier. There you go. I agree, Giant
Oh, it
Reggie. You
is,
are
for
not wrong.
sure.
Stuffed crust is the only way to go, says Afternoons. And they say, did you have their mini Cinnabons? I have not.
Why does
I
every
have
place
not.
have miniature cinnamon buns?
Must be easy to
Because people are like, they're smaller, so I can eat more after my pizza. I would do the same stupid thing. Like
Pizza
I'd be
Hut?
like, oh, if I
Mini
only eat 6
cinnamon.
little ones, it's not
Pizza
as bad
Hut?
as one big one.
They're probably the same ones that
Yeah.
Taco Bell has because they're owned by like.
Oh
the
well,
same...
no, I think they're actual cinnamon buns, are they not?
They are Cinnabon cinnamon buns. Yes.
Okay.
Try it. Afternoons, say no more. I'll try it. I have eaten 0 food today. Just putting it out there.
Pizza is too far.
It is pretty far.
It's too far.
How hard is a DoorDasher willing to work?
Or could we get them to DoorDash it to close by?
DoorDash it to another
we'll meet you.
DoorDasher. Has anybody done that? That'd be
We
amazing.
could set up like a DoorDash relay.
Right? Oh my God, that's a great idea. Somebody has to have done that. And Anastasia Beaver has, and
might go
that's a
against
beautiful
their,
sentiment. Anastasia says, I wish someone would stuff my crust.
I would totally
All right, that's it. Mom Brain, would you like to do some music? We are pushing
music. You want to hear
time limit on this one.
want to hear it? Oh.
You can send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title. And again, we can't do music without your support, just like PBS. Can't do the show without your support. That's why Rick Steves talks to you about for a half hour about Europe and then 2 hours about money. Just give him $100 for a tote bag.
This first song
What a
comes
load
from
of crap.
Rosemary the Farmer.
I know this. Can you turn it up more?
I cannot.
What system?
Switch.
Yep. Oh, this is Runner 3.
Yeah, and it's a food level.
Yes. What part cheeseburger, baby?
It's pretty nice.
They're good games.
All right, so that was
That
from
choice provisions makes some choice games.
Rosemary the Farmer, and it was, of course, Runner 3. Next song comes from Freddie Fro, who says, as
Freddie
a thanks
Fro,
to the
let
boys
yourself go.
for getting Rosemary the Farmer to fort with me, here's one they should get easy. Oh, hold on.
Golden Girls.
Well, it's just an ad, so I have to wait.
I got to give you my premium account.
Premium?
More like
I'd say
premium.
It's still going. I'm doing the best I can.
The ad is? You got no skip option?
Nope. Here we go. It's playing.
I'm Kiara, I got something to say. I'm Kiara and I'm coming to play.
This is an easy one for us?
I got something to say. I'm Kiara and I'm coming to play.
I don't know who Kiara
I don't
is.
care about the past or any other day. It doesn't matter cause I'm gonna win anyway.
Splatoon?
No.
That's a Splatoon style guitar riff. Why
Do
do
the songs in Sayonara Wild Hearts have words?
This is not for that.
some, I think?
Scott Pilgrim.
No.
That's what I was thinking. What system?
Switch.
Who here is supposed to know this?
You.
No More
You
Heroes.
probably.
Us too? This seems like a song where we'd hear it and instantly be like, oh yeah, Mother 3. What original system?
This. Switch. Well, it's,
Oh, Switch and other systems.
yeah.
Wow, we're letting who sent this in?
Freddie Fro.
We're letting Freddie Fro down. Us two played it. Night in the Woods?
No.
It's got singers in it, doesn't it? No, it doesn't.
That wasn't it anyway.
Franchise? All right, well, you don't know. I don't know.
Can't think
We're
of it.
calling it.
It's not Fortnite.
It is.
Oh, it is Fortnite.
Oh!
Chapter 3, Season 2.
Great job.
They get the point.
Where
He
the
said
hell
it's
do you
not
hear that?
Fortnite.
In the car? Yeah, right.
I should have known because he even says like something like in honor of getting Rosemary to play Fortnite with me.
Yeah.
Here's an easy one that you should get.
Oh.
So maybe that's that was embarrassing.
We know, like,
yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. We know that.
Yeah, we know that one. Give me the Bagra Boogie next time.
This
I'm gonna
one
leave the door open.
comes from Glitter Bubble 3. Just turn it down just in case. Oh dear.
G-Bub 3.
Just trying to play it. Yeah, sorry, I got to get through an ad.
What's the ad for?
Grammarly.
What's that ad like? I want to meet that ad.
I feel like I know this too.
No.
Is this gonna turn into like something with a rock guitar?
I don't know.
Wake me up inside. Switch?
No.
Oh, well, there's a hint in and of itself. What system?
64.
Oh, there's a real hint. Nightmare Creatures.
No.
Bomberman.
Nope.
Quest 64. Sounds good. I know this. It's not first party.
Don't think so.
War Gods.
Windbag.
No.
Windbag. Wishes it sounded this good. Mischief Makers.
Nope.
Ogre Battle.
No.
Glover.
No.
Did you see Limited Run is doing a Glover?
I did. I think I still have a copy of Glover here somewhere. I don't know. Go ahead. We squeaked out the other ones, but I don't know.
Body Harvest.
Never played it. Don't feel bad. Certainly know about it.
So it's from Glitter Bubble 3, Body Harvest on the 64. This song comes from Turbo K. It sure does. We're not doing anything here.
If only there was a way to test these before.
I mean,
No, it's fine. I mean, when people tune into a podcast, they love dead air. So we'll just sit in
try it
silence.
another way. She be spinning.
What do you mean by that?
I'm
Yeah, but like a browser window or a
no,
player
it's a
or
YouTube link, and there's a spinny thing in the middle of the.
you got too many browser pages open.
I have hardly any.
Close Discord.
And then close that cord.
Nice.
My work here is done.
No, nothing.
That's really weird.
Okay, well, I'll try another one. I'm sorry, Turbo K. Okay. This one comes from.
Oh, were you on the YouTube page and it was spinning?
Yeah.
Your quality set too high.
Hey Duda 32.
Boy, oh boy, I do the podcast and like 4 Switch games have gotten announced in the last 5 minutes.
We need to do another show after this.
What is it?
Breaking
news.
Check out the site and you'll find out. Just
Not
don't
a
read it
YouTube
now.
link, and it is also
Where?
not playing.
All right, well, we're done with music.
So I guess we're done with music for today.
6 out of 9. Good job.
Excellent.
Womp, womp.
Go back to that Turbo K one and try one more time. Just lower the quality on the video.
How low does it have to be?
Go all the way low.
All the way.
Oh well, we're getting an ad this time. So that's
Yeah, the ads will always load and then the video won't play. You can still lower the quality.
And where do I do that?
There's a
Just,
gear.
Settings.
Quality. Go low.
I just get the option for subtitles when I click on the gear.
Okay, this is insanity.
Click on the
Maybe because is the ad still playing?
The ad is still playing.
All right.
So it
Might not because the
until
ad.
actual
Yeah.
Video starts. Okay. Oh man, this is a huge pain in the ass.
We had such a great show, and now the end just has
And there's
fallen
a
apart.
spinny in the middle of the ad. by the way.
Okay, that's great. Turn the quality down.
Spinny.
Mhm.
How long is this ad?
I think if you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, like you start getting
25 seconds.
And you can't skip. It's
Oh my God.
unskippable.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll
I've
be right
never
back.
seen anything like that.
No, that's
Usually-
insanity.
Usually 15 is the longest they make you wait.
It's kind of like if you're
And
on
it
Spotify
doesn't
or whatever,
look
like you
like-
keep skipping and
Okay, we're done. Dude, do you have anything for us?
Yes, of course. Coming right across my desk right now. Deux Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Do Michaels. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just heard a rumor coming through pretty hot. Coming to the Switch is an old classic game that you might have played in the early days of the internet called Jive Turkey Jones. Jive Turkey Jones is coming to Switch. Look at that turkey for this November.
I don't think anybody played it.
Yeah, no one knows.
Oh,
what I'm talking about.
November. So it makes sense for the game. Okay.
Yep. They were gonna
Big holiday game.
Yes, they were gonna put him in Taco Tom too,
Yes.
as a secret character, but there wasn't enough time.
The people demanded a standalone release.
They definitely
They
did.
don't want a cameo from Turkey
And,
Jive Turkey Jones.
Yeah, and they were going to the original game was that they were gonna bring was gonna be that Bill Cosby game where he says "Hey
Hey,
Shug" to
Shug.
people, and he kills them and drags them
Oh,
into his homeless
So
hole.
this is a very niche game
Yes.
release.
We'll need some.
It would be for
context.
anyone who used to spend time on Newgrounds back in the day. So if you are a Newgrounds kid back in the early 2000s, you would probably get these references, but you won't need to because at least one of the games is
Yeah.
coming to Switch. So.
Yes, of course. So look out for Jive Turkey Jones. Basically, you play as a jive turkey. It's an actual turkey dressed like I don't know, Superfly, and he
Oh, okay.
and he shoots
other turkeys.
He shoots other turkeys. Yeah.
A food that is often stuffed. Well, thank you for that. That's sure to be a 100 seller when it comes out.
It definitely will be.
That's it for today's show. We're done here. Thanks so much for spending time with us. There's something I wanted to say. Yeah. Listen to our show and other shows, podcast.hyperx.com. And like we said, this one's for Manch. This one's for you, buddy. Was great having you around. We'll miss you. And
Rest in power.
we'll meet you at the crossroads.
So you won't be lonely.
And I'm gonna miss Mr. Manch. I'm gonna miss everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I almost forgot to do that. All right.
Oh, wait.
A little bit of after show. That's almost. We're 3 hours and 4
Jesus
seconds.
Christ.
We're almost 3 hours.
We could have, been to Massachusetts by now.
Yeah, I got bad news, guys. I gotta leave pretty soon so I can go home and feed the dog.
No.
What the dog doing?
No hell in the cell for Grant.
That's
No
right.
money in the bank for Grant.
Hey!
You were close. It
Is that
was-
tonight?
Out there.
Yeah, I'm
Did
gonna
I
miss-
say that when you were at the table? You weren't at the table?
He might have been getting me
You
water.
probably said it, and I don't listen or hear things.
So yeah, we're gonna have to miss Money in the Bank.
Top notch
Unfortunately.
episode, says Joe Shabadoo.
What a kind thing to say.
I feel like it was pretty good.
Joey Jojo.
Joe Shabadoo. Mike, are you hanging around?
I thought we could do something to go out for Mom Brain's birthday.
We
but
can.
We don't have time.
Pay-per-view starts at 8, and we could,
6:30.
but it's on demand. I don't have to start it right then.
Well, that's up to Mom Brain.
Oh, I'm up for whatever you guys are.
I like Pizza Hut. Really? Wow. I can't believe you would say that.
Mhm.
You can't believe it.
If only it were close.
Yeah, that's the killer.
I
Yeah, why did they
want
have to close so many of
I
them?
want a Jim Dandy.
Oh, shit.
I want
Oh, I forgot we're live.
I grew up here. I live here.
I
This
forgot
is the best after show.
There you go,
I'm
Internet.
so
That's
sorry.
that's how
I'm so
raw
sorry.
meat treats Mom Brain.
we're live. That's really funny. Happy birthday, Mom Brain. This is
Peek
Tony
behind the
DeLamonte.
curtain
Somebody
there.
asks, is the soundboard still active?
I mean, I can make it active.
It's not, but I can say whatever you want, Tony.
They
Take-
want to know how many
take over.
wave races we got, but I think we only have that one. What are you
What are you
thinking?
thinking?
What are you thinking?
Mom Brain, for your birthday, play us your favorite clip.
Wait, but you wanted what do you?
What are you thinking?
There you go.
Do you have a favorite clip, Mom Brain?
Now you can either play your favorite clip once and never play it again, or
I don't know.
or just play ones that are kind
Several
of okay.
people are typing. Tells me this.
May the rats eat your eyes!
Yeah, that might
Great
be,
show as they always. TKO says, "I don't want to be here." Is Tony's favorite apparently. Highline Tom says, "Good night. Thanks for a great afternoon." Roth says, "Balloons and party, whatever."
I like this one too.
Oh, party.
Baby, lock the door
Yeah.
and turn the
Oh,
lights down
oh,
low.
oh! Yes, this is the perfect way to end the show. Although not for the people on the show. It'll be better for people at the table. But I came across this TikTok, my new favorite. I hope you haven't seen it. I'll hold it up to the microphone so you can hear it. It's funnier if you see it.
Wow. Did he burp?
Yeah, it's a burp. I love how the TikTok algorithm brought that to me. Our favorite podcast song. We got to add this to the soundboard.
Man, that's good.
You know he's like drinking and he's about to karaoke and he's up there.
So good. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Yes, Side Shot, I will. I'm sorry I haven't emailed you. As you know, I was not the best week, but I will. Certainly. I'll get to you today, actually. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax, play some games. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. You know, I could do this much smoother. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's official. The show is